program in the device controls the beetle, and here, beats its wings, takes off when a negative voltage is sent to its brain. Researchers are putting moths in control and using them as a pair of eyes. They've found out how to intercept signals from their visual system and how to use them to make a robot move. Here, a graduate student demonstrates how the robot can be steered. Combining living and machine components could eventually make robotic systems more effective.
Legs when an IED hit his convoy in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006.
The IED went off directly underneath me and took off basically everything that was hanging over the ledge of the seat, my legs. And then it killed my sergeant in front of me and my good friend next to me. My gunner lost his right leg. I shattered my hip. I had 32 pins in my hip. I broke my pelvis, so I have a 6-inch screw holding that together. I lost both legs above the knee. I broke 4 fingers, broke my jaw, broke my nose, lacerated kidney. So I recovered well, I think, and great care here and done well.
Today, I use the Bluetooth prosthetics.
It's a lot of hip control. In my other legs, I usually have to use all my thigh to power through things, but since these are moving on their own, then I actually just kind of have to lift and shift my weight a little bit.
He says they're a bit heavier than the other 2 microchip prosthetics he's worn, but they require much less effort to operate.
If they're not programmed right, they kind of do their own thing sometimes, and they'll kick for no reason. Like you'll just be standing there and be like, and just kick off to the side.
Able to master the stairs just yet.
Sometimes when you go near a computer or something, you'll hear the computer start freezing, so it does do that a lot. I'll be like, I'm sorry, and I have to turn my legs off.
Communicates robot wirelessly. The team plan to use their robot brain power. New pattern behavior in future. They hope there are enough similarities to teach about unknown aspects of our own brain.
Come out of the closet! Look who's letting go of my closet, look come out!
Mr. Cruz, come out of the closet!
No!
Come on, ridiculous. Mr. Cruz, you can't just stay in the closet, alright? You need to come out.
What's going on?
Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet. Well, we can't leave you alone because you won't come out of the closet. It's been 4 hours now, and Tom Cruise still will not come out of the closet. Hundreds of onlookers have gathered here in hopes that the celebrity will finally give in. Tom Cruise, Park County Police, please come out of the closet. Everybody here just wants you to come out of the closet. Nobody's gonna be mad. Everything's gonna be alright. We're still not exactly sure why Tom Cruise is in the closet, but I'm being joined now by famous singer-songwriter R. Kelly. I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Ask myself, why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet? But his here's no answer. And so I pull out my gun. Tell me what Tom Cruise in the closet, or else I'm gonna shoot someone. I just wish I could write my room, but Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet. Tom, it's Nicole. Tom, don't you think this has gone on long enough? It's time for you to come out of the closet. I'm not in the closet. Yes, you are, Tom. And you need to just end this and come out. I'm not going to think any differently of you. Katie's not going to think any differently of you. You don't need to be in that closet anymore, Tom. I'm not in here. Yes, you are. I'm not in the closet. Tom, you can't hide forever. Come out of the closet, Tom. You're not fooling anyone. But I'm not.
Charlie, you gotta come out. Oh my God. Okay, so if you don't come out, can I at least come in and talk to you?
Okay, but no shit.
No shit. Hey, it's good, man.
Yeah, hello? Hey, come out of there! It now appears that John Travolta is also in the closet, and he refuses to come out. Here with more details once again is R. Kelly. I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Then John Travolta come out. John Travolta in the closet too. Please, Tom Cruise and John Travolta come out of the closet. You calm yourself down. Cruise, John Travolta, and R. Kelly have all come out of the closet. We've just had an incredible development here, Mitch. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and R. Kelly have all come out of the closet.
I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Asked myself why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet? Nobody has no answers. And so I pull out my gun. Tell me what Tom Cruise in the closet or else I'm gonna shoot you on the
All right, welcome, freaks. Here we go at another crazy shite. We got a lot of crazy shite to go through today, like always. So let's we'll say hello to everybody you get here. Get through this end, we've got a couple people that are going to be joining us as well in just a minute.
Lloyd was conspiranoid, barking chemtrails in the skies, claiming Bill Gates had put microchips in all the chicken pot pies, launching himself in his lawn chair,
Believing the earth was flat,
relieving his burritos. Now he only wears his tinfoil hat. Berrien, contrarian, felt Dr. Tony was selling her lies. So to keep from getting that big bad fish, cat urine into her eyes. With garlic cloves in her nostrils, and dryer sheets taped to her head. Berrien, contrarian, is now speaking of a hospital bed.
Exactly. Conspiranoia.
You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. You can guide a fool to logic, but you can't really make him think. Be wary of conspiranoia, as purveyors around. For an open mind to open spills its contents on the ground.
Factor 8 monitor. We've gone over almost all of these conspiracies. Not every single one, but most of them we've gone over. So here we go. We'll get to the end of this and we'll get on with our stream. So here we below, and then to get into a little bit longer, farmers, about a minute more. I'm a dork with intros. Okay. So now, there we go. We're gonna stop the intro, and I'm just gonna get to there right quick. And then while we're before, of course, one more thing. I know. You all fucking hate me for all of this shit, but I have to be this much of a loser because I have been through production stuff for so long. Like my brain feels like I have to do all this stuff because it makes me feel like I'm a news person again. So anyways, here we go with the dumb intro.
It's just like Killer Got 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. Okay, so now that we did that, guess what? We still have more intros to go through. Oh, Jeebus, this is hilarious. My whole life is just an introduction to everything. Okay, so now bringing in our co-host, our love, of course,
She truly is a queen today.
And of course, that means that we have our. Oh, it moved on me. Hold on. Where's the thing? God damn it, I can't find. There's the where is it? Oh, we got a squirter. And there's our queen squirter. How are you doing,
Milo? Yeah. Half naked queen squirter today. It's too fucking hot, man.
Sweet. The more naked you are, the more fun that we all have. Because we already know I'm naked. I can't get more naked unless like I actually peel off my skin, which is actually
half naked. I have to cover up here. You know, it's otherwise we'll get canceled. But
you could put pasties on, and just.
I don't know about that.
I tried. Everybody, I tried. Anyways, I am peeling off part of my skin because. The inside of my leg is being tortured from
that damn tattoo, man.
Overbeating of the tattooing that I got on my leg, and we'll show photos of that a little bit later.
Say hi.
There's the cane. Hi, meathead. Hi, big head. Yes, hi, big head.
Yeah, see, you're getting attention. Stop.
All right, so let's bring in our next guests. And that would be, let's go with our lovely ripe and peach.
Stunning, plump, red, perfectly unscratched, and incredibly sweet mango.
And there's our perfectly unscratched. Well, we know that's not true, but
I was about to say that's debatable.
Yeah. I was gonna say we know that you like to have fun, and so we couldn't call you unwhipped. Let's put it that way.
For now. For
now. That's yeah. We'll talk about you being beaten like an egg later in the dungeon, but that's
I'll be whipping her later.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so anyways, let's bring in the next one. And that is, of course, our Glober.
Mama!
Oh, Mama.
And that's our Glober Mama. Right. How are you doing, love?
Hey.
Mama! That's the
How are ya?
I'm a little sore right now. I've gotten beaten up a little bit from getting the back of my head tattooed and the inside of my leg this weekend.
The inside
back
of
your
his
head,
leg,
huh?
The
Okay.
dude went harsh with it. The inside of his leg is
too much pounding. I see. Okay.
Good,
yeah, I know it was totally too much pounding for sure. Yeah, it'll heal okay, but he did overwork my skin for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you let a noob.
Don't get me wrong, it looks good.
Yeah, that's what happens when you let a noob tattoo you. But that's part of what I've done with most of my body is I've let people that know enough about what they're doing, but trying something new, like tattooing a new part of the body.
Well, that's how they learn, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. Like I'd rather use a practice skin for somebody so that the next person doesn't get a fucked up tattoo. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And look at what I've gotten done. It's not really fucked up. They're just experiments, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So they're a little bit messed up, but most of them are actually done pretty good because I really don't let an actual noob tattoo me. I make sure they're experienced from a taught person that I trust and that I get their word that they're like, wink, wink. Yeah, no, let them modify you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't just let some guy on the street in the back alley like pierce my butt cheeks or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm never mind. We'll talk about that later. Anyways,
that's for the OnlyFans.
Our next guest.
Talk about your last weekend in. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing is we don't have an intro for one of our guests. Dang it. Son of a bee sting. I don't. I might figure out one right quick, but let's get into bringing in our next guest and let's bring in our
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
And that is
howdy, folks.
Brainless. He thinks he's got a Western accent now since we've been playing Red Dead for so long. He now thinks he's a Southern. Yeah, it's really funny.
I'm a real fake cowboy now.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny. His like fake accent is so much fun when we play the game. Oh my Jeebus, I've been laughing so hard at this.
Like we've not been laughing at you.
Wait, what I've been doing, I've been talking like that a little bit, and then so I've been talking like nonsensical, and it's been so funny when I've been open world because everybody's like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I'm like, "Exactly, I don't know what I said on the hand, but I did, and people are just like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yes."
He's saying shit in a way that
nobody
can't understand
like,
it.
Like that character on King of the Hill, Dotrieve or whatever it was. What's his face?
Yeah, it's exactly. That's what I've been trying to doing is just like talking in an accent that nobody can understand. But the crew does because I'm saying words that are associated with what we're doing. And so Brainless and Vila and people get it, but nobody else does. So anyways, let's bring in our next just very quick because we have to bring in two more people.
Let's make it happen, Captain.
And then we have our tiny captain back. So welcome, Captain.
Well, hello. Yeah, I'm doing great. Not at home, but also not on a trip yet. But I'm for a couple of days on the mainland. So
sweet.
But I'm doing good.
Okay, I almost made that into a perverse thing, but my brain didn't 100% hang on to it. So I got distracted by my wife's boobs. That's so. Anyways, well, I'll get a innuendo about you being on the mainland for only a couple more days into a dad joke very soon. I was gonna say working the pole somehow, but never mind. We'll talk about it later. Let's bring in our next guest, and that is our farmer's boy. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry it took 20 minutes to get you in here, but that's how it goes on our show.
I saw you going live, and I thought, oh bugger, I ain't got time to go and make a cup of tea. And then your
No.
intro went on into the next time zone, and
I'm sorry. We should have let you know that you had about 15 minutes to go do something before we brought you in, because
there's plenty of time to make tea in this Slim stream.
Yeah.
The minute I get up and go and make a cup of tea, you actually went live. Yeah.
Tea, coffee, mixed drinks. You got time to make it all.
You could literally.
You can make dinner. You can make.
I have made dinner while waiting for the intro.
Yeah, you literally could brew beer.
Pool. I mean, you know,
you literally could brew beer for my intro.
We're making mead before the show today.
Yeah, you can totally make a big casket of mead before I start my show.
Pot roast. You know,
you're like, I got a 3-day roast on. We can
brisket, smoked brisket.
Yeah.
I was panicking because you'd gone live, although you actually hadn't. Then Global Mum sent me an invite, and my PC was playing up. I thought, I've just got time to reboot my PC because it does it pretty quick. But there was no rush.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. And what's even funnier.
But Farmers, your face was brilliant. Like what?
Yeah.
Even longer.
What's even funnier is I actually started playing the music and didn't press start broadcast, and I sat here for a minute and a half before I realized I did a pip. I pipped it. I didn't.
It's those professional values that we really love the most. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
So much.
It's like any host of a live stream. Why can't they hear me? Because you're still muted.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the problem is I got the back of my head tattooed and the inside of my leg, and like I'm still out of it after working 10-hour days for 3 days straight.
That's because they stuck your brain in a jar.
Yeah, that's why my brain's in a jar on the side of my head.
Hey, at least you got one.
I can't lose it. So we'll show that in a minute or two. Let's say hi to the side chat right quick, and then we'll begin getting into the meat and potatoes of this, because it's a 38-minute video, but you know how we all go. So this is going to still take 2 hours to get through 30 minutes of something, because how we go. So
30 minutes in 2 hours, that's something we aim for, actually.
2 hours. I know somebody who can make that last an entire week.
Well, we call that tantric sex. Where you elongate the orgasm. And the problem with our stream is we never orgasm at the end of these ones. It's a non-happy
that's
ending.
That's what the after stream orgies for.
Yeah, well, that's what In the Dungeon is for later. But but on these streams, unfortunately, it's never a happy ending.
You have to know, in 7.5 hours, I have to wake up my daughter for school. So,
so we got 4 hours before he has to leave us. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop drooling on me.
Well, I'm already drooling as well, looking at you as well. So if I was there, I'd be drooling all over you. But we'll talk about that at the end of this.
But this is
stream, or maybe I'll stream and never mind. We'll talk about it in the dungeon. So, anyways, let's say hello to Harry Warp. How are you doing?
Hey, Warp.
We have the farmers. We have the Commander 401. How are you doing? And of course, the Spittle Buggies.
Buggy.
Let's see who else we have. We have of course, the Demon Orbs. Let's see who else is here. If you're in the Saitama chats and you've not said hello to us, please say hello to us. We have the Canadian Ollie Min. How are you doing? The Troy. And if there's anybody else who's in the Saitama chats, please let us know and say hello. If you don't want to say hello, that's okay. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, of course, I have to play.
What? What? Oh. What's in this shit?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna feel like after we're done listening to this.
Oh look, Mario's here.
Oh hey, Mario. So I do have to bring this up right quick. This is from Jubilee from 3 years ago. So it's not new. So none of the stuff they're going to talk about is like all the. Well, they never had anything new to say in the last 2 years, anyways.
There's nothing new in Flat Earth since 2014.
I
Are
was
you
going to
kidding
say,
me?
when does a flat earther
Our
have
sister is here.
anything new to say at all?
Hey,
Oh,
Sydney.
hey, Sydney.
Hey, Sydney.
Exactly. But the reason I was bringing that up is because, like, I think a half of us here have heard all of the stuffs in the flat Earth.
Right.
Farmer's Boy, maybe, and Tiny and Cat and Brainless. Well, no, sorry, it's probably. It doesn't matter. There may be a couple points that they bring up that we haven't heard for some of us.
Doubt
but
it.
all of the points
I've seen a little clip.
Like I said, it's 3 years ago. So
I've seen this at least twice before.
Yeah.
Oh,
me too.
okay. Sweet. Okay,
But
perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
absolutely. They don't. I mean, when Flatsoid came on the scene, and that was only fairly recently, he was bringing forward stuff as if it was the first time we'd all heard it. It was like,
Wasn't
hang
he?
on, we debunked that. 4 or 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Well, have you looked?
Oh yeah.
Have you looked at fucking flat Earth TikToks?
God.
I don't.
Oh, they're so funny.
No, I hear you. No, I hear you, brother.
That to be
all,
TikTok full stop.
literally, farmers. It's every fucking meme from 2017 that these little 16-year-olds or 19-year-olds are putting up and going.
Slim,
Look,
it's not the 16 and 19-year-olds. It's adults. They're most of them are at least almost 20.
It's like
Yes,
the
on
20-year-olds.
TikTok,
They're adults.
On TikTok, there's a lot of high schoolers right now that are doing it. Yes,
Right.
there are influencers that are older, but what I was getting at is there are these little kids, teenagers that are literally going, "Oh, and you're like,
Yeah.
we've debunked that fucking 20 years ago."
With
Like,
a platform like TikTok, you've got the big flat Earth creators that just transferred over. They started putting their stuff there.
they made
and,
little memes,
like
just to
teenagers that
Yeah.
scroll through TikTok. Their algorithm at one point or another can take them there. It will lead them in that direction,
Yeah.
especially if
Yep.
they follow conspiracy stuff anyway, or true crime stuff. That's like a gateway into it. And then, now we're influencing
Which
the
is
teens.
really sad because true crime should have nothing to do with moronic flat Earth.
It
Well,
really shouldn't,
unfortunately,
but somehow there's a pipeline.
unfortunately, totally. Unfortunately. So, anyways, what we're blowing on to is like literally we're beating a dead horse that has been beaten by a dead horse that fell on top of another dead horse and somehow lit itself on fire, and now it's just it fell into a dumpster that fell on top of another horse that lit itself on fire. So now it's a dumpster horse fire is what
Okay, so all
Right,
of your
right.
understatement.
beating a dead horse in a dumpster fire is what I'm trying to get at.
You're probably in the
exactly.
crazy spot where the dead horse used to be.
There's the spot where the burnt dead horses, and now there's a dumpster on top of it, and then it got lit on fire. So it was a dead horse fire on top of. Never mind.
Oh, and it's
There's too many horses and fires.
Yeah, exactly. But you all get what I'm getting at. We're not going to go over anything new. The only thing that's
just Troy Doe said, so it's a Western from 1953.
Exactly. No. It's a total B movie. It's a total B movie. Dead horse beating dumpster fire. Even
Poor
though
horse needs to be left alone, man. It's been beaten to death. I mean,
it's been
to death and to death and to death.
We're not
dead horse shitting bullshit.
It was turned into horse jerky many years ago, and now it's already been eaten and digested and shit out. And that's
being beaten
literally
again.
where we're at. It's just shite, pretty much. Once again, we're not going over anything new. The only reason we're going over this is because the people in this are not known flat earthers. Okay.
Oh yes, one is. Only she skipped to.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah.
She went. She actually went over from flat Earth to Karen and Sovereign Citizen.
Yeah, no,
Same as a lot of debunkers did.
Yeah,
But,
totally. So let's go over that. And I know the bitch you're talking about. And
yeah, we know who you're talking about.
And honey, you are a bitch. I don't give a flying fuck if you watch this later and try to fucking say that. Whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. But
Right?
the other thing about this is, okay, let me put it this way: everybody who's involved is not known in the communities, right?
Right.
The scientists are not known. The flat earthers are not like huge content creators. So these are new people giving their ideals. But what we're going to notice is they are spouting the same talking points in the same order that we hear all of the other flat earthers do it. And we hear the same answers that the scientists give us that we've already said ourselves looking into it. But anyways, let's keep blowing on. And what I mean by blowing on is we're going to have an after party and we're going to take this to another level. Never mind. We'll talk about that after. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a little bit of background music just so this can break up. I don't know if Jubilee is going to I don't know if Jubilee is going to strike us. I don't think they will, but we're going to do the things that we normally do to make it so that
we'll break it up enough.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Slim's putting on setting the mood, are you?
That's music. I can get us in the mood.
Let me loop up my ass. What? Oh wait! Oh shit! We're on stream. No, different.
That's a different stream. Yeah.
And that by saying that, you know, we do.
Ring, ring, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more.
Exactly.
Just a wink to the blind back.
Or.
Oh my.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this, and begin sharing. Yeah, I have to do this. Gosh. I don't do it for 4 days, and then like I forget how to do everything all of a sudden. Just like Pip,
poor Queen. Like, come on, that's been 4 days.
The only good thing about that is every couple of days I forget how many times I've gone down on her or done her, so she can just be like, "Hey, I haven't been done in that many days," and I just like, "Oh, I'll do it again." You know, just.
It's been like a week. What the hell?
Yeah. It's gonna be good for
more like
Queen,
for her.
Queen, you actually need to use that. Like, is it not just
no.
Hey, I want you to go down, and he'll just go down?
No, it happens. It happens 3 times a day, anyways. I mean, there's just a time. There's a clock that. Yeah.
Like it's been a year. Hello.
And it has been a year, which is very, very horrible. Okay, anyways, let's get on to it, and here we go with...
But wait! There's more! Hang on to your seat, baby! Cause this one's a screamer!
It's a screamer! Okay, so here we blow and getting into this, and I did speed it up, so it's 1.25.
Hey guys, welcome back to Middle Ground. Before we jump in, we've got a huge announcement. A lot of folks have been asking for this for years. We're finally...
Okay, I'm getting past their intro.
Yeah, that's boring shit.
And I'm going to boost the volume some. And that...
No, Mario, I'm not hitting Control-Alt-Delete. No. I don't
that's a different thing. Well, so here we blow.
Probably screw up my computer on me.
Okay, here we blow.
Two, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
Thing I know for a fact.
It's like we have this picture of reality that's a big puzzle piece, and then one of those pieces just wasn't fitting.
Okay,
I'm always open to having a discussion with someone who is holding a wrong belief like this.
I'm not. The evidence is so much. Nobody wants to be a flat earther, but if you showed me incontrovertible evidence, I would definitely go back. Who wants the ridicule?
Liar.
I'd like to tear them to pieces.
Poor old Dan.
That's very strong feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just wait until you see who's a flat earther, who's not, because when you look at these people...
I'm betting strong feeling guy is a flat earther because he wants to tear people to pieces. I've never seen this video before.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no?
But
you're going to love it.
Yeah, but
it's fun.
When you look at these people... some of them kind of confuse you, and it's
for sure.
Just wait. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna have a lot of fun tearing up this one wannabe human male. Because I can't call him anything else. Well, I don't. It's not the preacher one. That's the crazy person. The creature. Yeah, no, he's a total creature. But anyways, let's blow on.
I'm Jim Underdown, Executive Director of the Center for Inquiry West in Los Angeles and the chair of the CFI Investigations Group.
I'm Spencer Mark.
CFI, just remember that.
CFI Investigations Group, Science Advocate.
I'm Marina Yeri. I'm a theoretical physicist, and I'm with the University of Irvine.
I'm Wendell Walton. I'm a Chief Learning Officer for a young startup.
I'm Shelley Lewis. I'm a graduate of West Point, critical thinker, and jumped out of airplanes.
My name is Dan Glattman. I work as Dan the Waterman in the drinking water filtration industry and a truth seeker.
Truth seeker, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I've been Christian for 30 years.
I hope Nicole's okay.
The Bible is a flat earth book.
Yes, we
you
do.
have to take it literally. Like, for example, in Isaiah.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Yes, Sydney, do what you need to do, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
I want to know my niece is all right.
Yes. Okay, so listen to this.
You might want to turn the background down a little bit.
Yeah, because the video is already
Well, I've been Christian for 30 years, so...
Okay.
Yeah, we'll bring the video up, one or the other.
Well, the background was already pretty loud, so the music was loud.
Hey, there. Let's try that.
The Bible is a flat earth book. You have to take it literally. Like, for example, in Isaiah, when it talks about how the earth is like a clay wax seal that's stamped with upturned edges. That's just not some business.
Oh, dear God. Seriously, people.
No, I know, yeah.
And in Isaiah talks about too, and I'm Christian.
Just wait.
Hey, Shelley, did you ever give Truth the camera?
There's a difference between a circle
Exactly.
Well, exactly. Yeah. If you look at the original Hebrew, it means disc. There's over 200
No,
scriptures
it
in the Bible that point to a flat earth.
He doesn't seem like a bad guy though.
No.
She looks like a cunt.
So misguided.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of these people aren't horrible people. They're just like misguided. They don't understand the concept.
Yeah.
They didn't go through school. They don't like understand maths. And so, of course, they are going to come to the conclusion of some of these weird things. So, yeah, unfortunately.
I wish they'd just left Dan over there in the shadows for the entire
Oh, right?
Leave him over there. You don't talk to him. He's a prat.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to get into this, and then we will bring in the scientists in just a second. So here are the scientists.
This notion that you need God or some higher power to create the earth or the universe is very old. And was initially posited by people of a pre-scientific age. Since then, we have learned quite a bit about the universe coming into existence, when that happened. Modern humans don't get their cosmology, they don't get their physics, they don't get their knowledge of the universe from the Bible or any ancient text.
It's sort of like the God of the gaps. Once, people used to believe that lightning was God's wrath and throwing these lightning bolts, but once we understood it was a natural process, God shrank a little bit more because now we couldn't attribute those lightning bolts to God. We had to.
Yeah, once we realized that God wasn't throwing the lightning bolts, he couldn't get as hard, and so he shrank, and he, he had to like do other things and other kinks to get harder, which was like the earth flood, right? He had to flood the earth to kill all the people to get hard again. Never mind, sorry, that's a whole different,
a whole different thing.
But like the God of Gaps is an amazing thing, and I love to talk about this. Back in the day, go ahead, Tiny.
Thanks for ruining the Marvel universe.
Yeah. We
just don't throw lightning bolts. Come on, it happens constantly in the movies.
Yeah, Thor is not controlling that.
Have you seen Hercules? For goodness' sake, Zeus loves his lightning bolts.
And the God of the Gaps wasn't when. Well, the God of the Gaps wasn't when Thor fucked women so bad or so hard that they had a huge gap. Never mind.
Wrong Marvel.
Wrong gap, right? Anyways. But the thing is, like, the God of the Gaps is, we used to think everything weird was something that was supernatural until we figured out, oh, that's an owl in a tree. Oh, that is an earthquake. Oh, that is the tides. This is a tsunami. This is a thingy. This is a that. And we understand that naturalism is it through, and I know I like messed up that last word, through technology, by using tools that are letting us measure things in different ways that we can see things, like infrared. Our eyes can't see infrared, but now we can use infrared to see stuff, and now we can see things in different freaking atmospheres and different zones and different ways and wavelengths.
To be able to do that. Yeah.
And the Bible has nothing to do with any of that. The Bible doesn't say anything to show that we can look in different ways, shapes, or forms. And they got maths wrong. Like, I hate to keep bringing that bullshit up, but like, if you got maths wrong in your own fucking thing, how did the Gee get that wrong? Like,
and the thing with the Bible is there's so many scriptures out there that are not included in it. So you can't take just a compilation of books of scriptures in a book and go, okay, this is for everything. Doesn't work
we're
that
talking
way.
about Dead Sea Scrolls was a gazillion and a half freaking thingamabobbers. Everybody say hello to the Ox. If there's anybody else we have not. Oh, and then the Q. Q conundrum. There we go. But anyways, if you look at all of the things he's put together, we're gonna do this in a very recent future show. I know I said that probably wrong. Is we're going to go over some of the ancient stories that actually were before the Bible that got put into the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The resurrection story was a very ancient thing. The flood stories were ancient before. There are very common things in different cultures that are put together that would happen commonly on a place, because flooding happened constantly on small lands or on different places. Earthquakes happened all over the fucking world because of the fucking tectonic plates, right?
Well, of course, globally, we did experience one almighty flood. Why do you think we have the continental shelf now? Go back far enough, and that wasn't underwater. Here, the North Sea separating us from France and Scandinavia, that wasn't the sea, and that all happened at about the same time. That globally, that's why so many ancient civilizations have the flood myth, because there was one.
But it didn't happen exactly like the Bible says. But yes, it's totally
nothing like what the Bible says. No.
Yeah,
but
and then if you
they
go,
all have their own flood myths. It's
if
not
you
just
go,
the Bible.
Yeah, if you go to Arizona and New Mexico, in Nevada, in the Americas, which is inland, it's states away from the coast.
Yep.
You can find shells. You can find fossils from the sea. Like
where I live now in California, the Central Valley used to be one huge inland sea. You can walk around, dig the dirt, and find little shells in the dirt.
Exactly. So yes, there were things that happened in a certain way, shape, or form, but it was not the way that the Bible says for the ark and blah blah blah, the 40 days and 40 nights for that thingy mabobber. But once again, what I was getting at is we're gonna do a stream where we talk about the ancient stories like that, the ancient flood, the ancient resurrection story, the thingy that walked on water, the person that did this, that turned fish into things and then made more things and then multiplied and that did these miracles. There are multiple civilizations around the world that had the same stories. It's just the Christians took those stories and put them together and made a Bible out of it. And then since the rest of the world already had knowledge of some of those, they could convince those people that the Jeebus was the version of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they could go into other places and go, oh, look, your story fits my story because, so we'll go to that. Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this before I keep sputtering on for too much longer.
Attribute that to the real science. The other thing, the point about the Bible specifically for me is, why is that one particular text the correct one? You choose to believe that, and that's fine.
Yeah, why is that one right?
There's so many other writings and so many other books, so why weren't they correct? Why is just the Bible correct?
Well, what you'll find in a lot of these ancient religions is they're all flat earth religions.
Yeah, exactly. They all came from Hebrew stories, and same with the Gilgamesh it's all.
It's
ancient texts made.
So one problem I have is to trying to explain phenomena happening in nature by holy books. Those are religious books. Those are not books of science. And it is wrong to infer or deduct scientific readings out of those books.
My name is Wendell. I am a logical, biblically based, and scientific.
Okay, sorry. I have to go over this, like him saying this one more time. When I watched this earlier, I almost fell over in my chair laughing when I heard him describe who he was.
Right.
So once again, let me go through what he says that he is. And I literally will have to go to the restroom, to the loo, while he's saying this, because I've already seen this 3 times. And when I come back, I will stop it and we will all die laughing listening to what he says.
I just got a cold nose right in my ribs.
Oh no!
And
babe, you're Glober Mom.
Oh, he is.
That's too much Glober Mom. We cannot handle that.
I can't switch him. I can't switch his avatar.
He got it.
I did it. I mean, I just want to be inside a Glober Mom. You know what I'm saying? Never mind. So, anyways,
my pillow. That's my pillow. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So let's go ahead. I'm going to mute this and we're going to replay this, and y'all can listen to this, and I'll come back. Woo, and then we'll laugh our arses off because of what this wannabe human says. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
People are just realizing how old I actually am.
Scientific readings out of those books.
My name is Wendell. I am a logical, biblically based, and scientific flat earther. I didn't start out, and no one starts out as a flat earther, but I had a lot of questions. So I actually got to the point where I had to go out and put my own eyeballs on it. So we went out to an observation at Salton Sea, and things just didn't add up down there. So we've gone back probably a dozen times, and I can guarantee you that there is no curvature over distance.
The internet has played an important
role
in confirming my view.
Oh, yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Well, we have the advantage of information today that's outside of channels 2, 4, and 7, and the few networks that are corporately owned. It's pretty easy to say YouTube isn't research, but when you spend enough time, you're picking up quite a bit. And with the discussion groups, panels, we've gone against opposition. We've opposed ourselves. Surprisingly enough, flat Earth is its own worst enemy. So it's not that easy for us to come to consensus. And we find the consensus is orchestrated and not actually scientific in any way.
You know, my grandfather used to tell me growing up, never believe anything you read in the newspaper, right? He told that to me. Now, with the age of the internet, it's like, you know, how much of this misinformation are you getting there? And when you...
That's why you research more than one thing.
Somebody
resource. Yeah, you don't just take one thing and go, okay, that's it.
Okay, they got further than I thought, but we're going to go back.
What a logical, scientific, Bible-based is.
Thanks, Bob. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted.
Contradiction. A major contradiction.
So before we get further into that, obviously this is okay, so let's go further into it, and then we will play some more thingies and mabobbers, and we'll have fun with this. So here we blow. Let's do some of this, and then this, and then this, and then if for some reason anybody feels like us being at the bottom is taking up too much room, let us know and we'll move us aside. I just feel like YouTube makes it so they don't see that we're using their stuff as much if we're here and then to the side, right? Because we're taking up more video of theirs. And if somebody wants to copyright claim us, we're using their screen, you know, that's what I feel like. And if I'm wrong, I don't give a flying fuck, because I'm fucking slim and I'm drunk and we're fucking making fun of flat earthers while scientists are proving these idiots wrong. So have fun with this. And you know what? Let's just do this.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop stop fucking lying.
Yeah, you flat earthers. All right, so here we go. I know we're gonna get copyright claimed from that because for some reason that's like copyrighted. But whatever,
I know it's amazing what's copyright you think shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
I don't know, because there's sometimes, like, okay, this is just the weirdest thing. It's like the best conspiracy theory, awkward shit going around right now. So there's this guy that literally takes popular sounds, popular Vine clips, popular things from YouTube videos, Twitch, TikTok, Vine, what have you, and he copyrights it. He's not the owner, but he copyrights it, and he gets money off of it. And it's one guy that has like 3,000 some odd copyrights on popular sound clips and Vines and stuff right now. Like, what type of time do you have?
Yeah, because when I played that in one of my streams, it got struck.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so anyways, let's keep going.
The I don't fuck with you.
Yeah,
I got
that one
too.
Yeah, I tried to play, that little clip of one man, one jar, and they copyright claimed us.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. Let's.
No, thank you.
Anyways, let's keep going on. I had to go there. Okay, let's keep.
But when you spend enough time, you're picking up quite a bit. And with the discussion groups, panels, we've gone against opposition. We've opposed ourselves. Surprisingly enough, Flat Earth is its own.
Wait, when have you opposed yourself? You guys have never taken any type of information.
They never can agree on what Flat Earth is.
Oh, they oppose each other. Sure, that totally happens, but they've never shown like real opposition to.
There's no like we know globe Earth, we know all that stuff. There's nothing to really back up.
There's not a model. There's not
that model. There's really no science model.
There's no measurements. There's no actual proof of the opposition, which other than them going, what if? And yeah, what if the inside of my balls was the universe and you live inside my balls? Prove me wrong, motherfucker. What? I mean, you can say anything to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't disprove a negative. Isn't that what it is? You can't disprove a negative.
Right. And there's some that my pet peeve with them is when they use Flat Earth as if the globe is the reason why we have all this crap going on in the world, because we all were pushed to the globe. It's a globe. Yeah. Use that that's why things are bad. That's not why things are bad. It's called human beings.
How does that make globalism? How does that make corporatism? How does that make fucking insane megalomaniacs take over? How does that make what is it called when we take over a country and put in our own dictator in their country?
Government or something?
That, and then it's called a Q, it's called a PO, it's called a what's it called when we go over? Never mind. It's called a something. And that almost happened when Trump tried to take over here, right? It was called
I can't remember. I don't know.
God damn it. But it doesn't matter. We've gone to multiple countries and we've been like, we don't like your coup. God, thank you. We've gone and we've done that to like so many fucking countries. And then what did we do during fucking 9/11? We pretended that somebody did that to us. Did it happen? Totally. But we blamed somebody else and we said something without proof, and we went over there and we just took them over and we just fucked their shit and
then they're like, well, if everybody believe in a flat Earth, be this perfect utopia, cats and dogs asleep together. You know what I mean? It'd be like this perfect idyllic world. It's like no,
sleep together.
Yeah, supposedly. And
masses.
I'm trying to hear the squeak.
Look. Ox, don't pick on my Discord name.
I'm trying to make her squeak, but
I have myself muted on my end because Small Human has taken it upon himself to sing the song of his people.
Okay.
Well, you go, boy. You
go for
boy.
It, man. Go for it, boy.
Yeah. He does what he
song.
But anyways. So let's get further into what we would call
Oh.
And off you go. There we go. And it's easy to clean off.
Wrong
I wonder
color.
how many times they did that without breaking into a laugh.
Dude,
Yeah.
they probably
Can
had
you
to do that
imagine?
for like 12 hours. Like literally, like they probably had to do like 30, 40 fucking takes.
Yeah.
Okay, take 76. Let's get it right this time, guys. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Because like,
Well,
Right.
then you
oh,
only have then you have only 2 more takes, then you have the perfect number.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Take 69. Okay, anyways. All right, here we go.
Worst enemy. So it's not that easy for us to come to consensus, and we find the consensus is orchestrated and not actually scientific in any way.
That's not how the world works, you dumb
Not how the world
cunt.
works.
Okay,
That's
goddamn it,
not
I have
how
to do this. Goddamn, hold on.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
It's not consensus, it is scientific method. And then once again, folks, ladies and gentlemen, people that are watching this, you make a peer-reviewed scientific document and you put it out as a peer-reviewed study. Other people go and they try to take it apart. It is not up to you to make the determination that you are correct. You always have to assume that you are wrong and disprove yourself until you can prove yourself. It's the opposite of what these conspiracy theorists do, right?
Right.
Go ahead, Tiny.
They never prove themselves.
That's what
That's the whole thing about science.
I mean, they never show evidence.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they always assume they are correct first and do not dis and or prove. They just go, hey, if I stick my finger up my nose and I fart while I hit myself in the head with a hammer and I see a star, it must be Jesus talking to me.
Right.
Like, well, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? That doesn't make sense.
PSA Tony said in one debate a nice thing about it. He said, if I discover that my parents are not my birth parents, that doesn't mean I'm an orange.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good point.
Yeah, and or they aren't my parents technically, because if they raised me and they put in all the money, technically they would be, even though they're not birth. But if you look at what you would call a the thing that they always like to do is they like to look at the dictionary definition of something.
Oh, God,
so
yes.
if you were to look at the dictionary definition of a parent, it's not who birthed you exactly. It's who raised you and threw the money into you to get you to where you are before you got kicked out of the house, right? I mean, yes, there would be a small part of it that said the person who shoved you outside of your womb after your daddy drunkenly put his dick in your mom's vagina while she didn't want it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. At the barn dance while she was 16 and he was 25. But we'll talk about that later. But you know, that's only part of.
In some
Why
places,
are we talking
that's
about
legal.
my birthday party?
Hey, well, hey, if you go to Wyoming, you can screw a 12-year-old if you want, as long as she marries you. I mean, it's fucking crazy in the Americas right now. It's stupid right now. So, anyways, let's get past that and into that's what I'm getting at is they talk about the definitions of things to be a something. Well, that's not how the world works. And once again, if you are talking about a scientific definition, it's different than the definition that a carpenter is going to have, then a teacher, that another person in this. You know, when you talk about a screwball as a bartender, that means one thing. If you talk about a sex worker, that means a completely different thing. So words mean different things in different places and different times in different situations. So let's keep blowing on.
You know, my grandfather used to tell me growing up, never believe anything you read in the newspaper, right? He told that to me. Now, with the age of the internet, it's like, you know, how much of this misinformation are you getting there? And when you have like eyewitnesses taking video of something, you do have to take everything with a grain of salt. That's why, because of my my multimedia background, I knew that all that stuff could be faked. You know, take it into Photoshop, take it into After Effects.
Yes, but there's a way to look at your resources and see where things are coming from and how where if you're looking at the US Sun, then it's probably partially fake. If you're looking at New York Post, if you're looking at certain things, you're going to just assume, it's probably not going to be that thing, whatever. It's going to be kind of fucked. Associated Press, that's going to be a little bit more on, right? Like they are a little bit more credible. You look at different news organizations, where it came from, look at how many times it was produced in which newspapers and how many times and where. Then you follow up on it afterward. Take everything with partially a grain of salt, but then also look into it and then do the research later. And if something changes, don't stay with the claim that happened before. You know, like look at the new scientific interpretation of whatever theory is coming up, right? I mean, now they're saying that the Big Bang may have been a little bit different than we thought it was. Okay, cool. We're going to go with the changing of it. May have been a little bit different, or this may have happened, or the creation of these certain universes may have been a little bit different, or the shapes of them that we now think are a little bit different than what we thought they were before. Okay, that's how fucking current technology happens. Don't stick with the fucking ancient versions of stuff. We find new technologies. We find new ways to look at things. We find new ways to look at things by putting telescopes in weird places in the universes.
Oh yes, we put telescopes in really nice places.
Yeah, we take that telescope and it's not a telescope if it goes up your anus. It's just an endoscope. That's right. But we can now stick the endoscope further into orifices, and now we can see further into the internal universes. And never mind, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, you know what I'm getting at, right? We don't look at fucking 2,000-year-old technology and say that's right, when we now can actually look at microscopic bull crap. And I can go, oh, now I know how many proteins is inside of your sperm. Right? We know what things are to some extent. And of course, it gets better and better and better and better and better. So why are you looking at ancient technologies?
Okay, this is at the core of the issue of why there are so many flat earth believers out there right now. The problem is the information from someone who decides to start a website or produce a YouTube video is not reliable. When I have a toothache, I go to a dentist.
Yeah, so really quick, of course, I'm taking up a lot of time, but the interwebs is not a truth source, right? If you go to www.yourmom's, yeah, exactly. If you Google something,
shut your mouth.
Get out of here.
And I know everybody here already understands this, but I have to sputter this out just for really fast. If you Google something, the first page does not mean that's a truth source. You have to look at who did it and where, and then the
I
research.
do believe Google does look into that quite a bit. They have certain websites that are trustworthy that get good higher than others. So.
Yeah, they try, and I don't know what Bing does as well, and I don't even know, is Ask Jeeves even a thing anymore?
I've never seen that. It might still be, but it's not being used. Who knows?
But anyways, so once again, look at the resource of where it is.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it tells you when that website posted that thing as well. There's usually a date timestamp to some extent. So look at when things were posted and what order and who it's by, and then look at it and then see who made the website, and just
you gotta look at the website
research
and then go look if they later put something else out, like, oh yeah, sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Similarly, just see if there's a retraction or anything. And remember, if you have any problem seeing any website, all you have to do is hit me up on Discord, send me a nude photo, and I will send you a link on how to see that website. So that's how you fix that.
That is not to be confused with Slim's doctor services.
And
when she needs to see a picture of your genitals to be able to diagnose your back problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you're having shoulder and neck issues, you got to show me a picture of your genitalia, and I'll tell you what's wrong with your neck or back.
If it's too large, then you can actually get problems with your back.
Well, and I have a quartz beaded butt plug that I can sell you too for $250 as well. If you
are
need,
not giving them my butt plug.
No, I'm trying to pretend I'm what's her
sure
name.
he has more than one. Come on.
What's her name that sells vagina candles? Vagina.
Are you talking about Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, I'm pretending to be. I'm trying to pretend I'm Gwyneth Paltrow and trying to put my name on like beaded butt plugs and.
Yeah, she has Jade.
She has her
eggs,
name on so.
Her company is called Goop, so I guess you should call yours Poop.
Yeah, I'll call mine Poop. No, but she has so many stupid ass things to like stick inside your vagina and your butt in there. Really, if you do these things, you'll actually get poisoned. Please do not buy anything from Gwyneth Paltrow's fucking website or fucking even those candles. Dude, you have a candle that smells like your vagina. Bitch, if I want to smell vagina, I'll just fucking like pay for my wife to come here and spread her legs. Like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna pay a goddamn like how many incels would buy that? Like, what the how many lesbians? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why do you would you even do that?
There's a ton of incels that are fucking buying those things.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lady who made $1 million by fucking farting in fucking plastic bags and selling to people.
Yeah, but it's also a woman that actually sells.
Hurt herself in the process.
Well, yeah, she did.
But it's also a woman that actually sells sperm pearl necklaces because you read the porn sites wrong.
Yeah, we went over.
I know.
Yeah, we went over that like 6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, I already said that I want to get one.
Yeah, and baby, I'll give you a pearl necklace when you get here. Anyways, so let's see. I'm gonna try to go through the side chat if anything. One more pearl necklace. Oh,
I think it's easy top now. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyways, let's blow on. Let's go ahead and get further into this. Because once again, like I said, we're an hour in and we're only 7 minutes into the fucking.
My car breaks down
right on time.
When you have questions about cosmology, you should go to an astrophysicist. You should go to a physicist. You should go to people who have spent years and years studying.
Yeah,
if you smile. Look at his smile. Like, yeah, right.
No, of course he doesn't believe this. Yeah, if you need your whole
That's why I was
soul.
like, I'm totally believing this.
Yeah, no, this gentleman doesn't know how to count past like 69. So he doesn't know anything past it. But anyways, if you want your holes filled, please go to an astrophysicist. Anyways, let's keep going.
Studying these ideas, not some 6-minute YouTube video. There is a percentage of people that if they saw a YouTube video that was not within their scientific chops to refute on the face of it, would believe anything out there.
And especially if your punk ass is already going towards a genre, like say you're looking up flat Earth, your brain is already kind of going towards that thingy-mabobber a little bit, right? You're not looking up flat Earth because you think you want to rebut it most of the time. Me, yeah, totally. The first time I saw like Simon Dan's video, or it was Creaky Binders, one of their videos. I was like, what? Motherfuckers think the Earth is flat? What the fuck? And then I started looking and I'm like, oh my God, people are that dumb. What the fuck? And then I found all the other fucking shit and I was like, I knew about conspiracy theories because like I was doing meth in the 90s, right? Like I was like, yeah, the moon landing's fake, those things. But then I'm like, oh my God, people think this. And of course I've been clean off of meth and drugs for 18 years, but I'm like, what? And then what? And then like, what? And people think that they think there's reptiles that live on the moon that have a base of Nazi reptiles live on the fucking moon that have a base and are waiting to take over the government. What the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to that point and you're like, oh my God, like, I can't believe people are this insane.
The Nazi reptiles didn't do anything to you. Why'd you have to bring them into this?
Well, see, the thing is the reptilian people only pretended to be Nazis in the 30s because they were helping with the H dude. But once that dissolved, now they're just the lizard people living on the moon. And again, in 2045, things are going to change.
Okay.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I can't get further into that. I mean, in the 36, something else is going to happen. But I can't talk about it because I have an NDA and I'll be vaporized as soon as I give up the real truth. So we're stuck here with just those that I can talk about. Anyways, go ahead, Tiny.
The only lizard person I know makes pickles.
That's right.
Yes, and said lizard person, I think his ears were ringing because he just texted me.
Yeah, and
I can hear them talking about me.
And once again, the thing about those pickles is they're injected with microchips. So when you do eat them or ingest them and put them in your orifices, you will be injected with a microchip that we will be using on you later. The only thing I have to tell you is you do want that microchip. In 2036, if you don't have that microchip, you're not going to have a good day. So you do want lizards, pickles to be inside of you before 2030.
Gotcha.
Sydney said that she put the Nazi lizards on the moon.
Hey, Sydney, you were not supposed to tell about how you were the first cyborg robot that transported their semen DNA to the moon through having sex with all those. Never mind.
You got to blend in with the humans, Sydney. You can't expose that information.
Blend.
You can't
blend. And how is my niece? You haven't called me or texted me.
Anyways, let's keep blowing on because you know how funny this is. See, you know what I love about when we do these streams is imagining
say the dumbest shit.
No, is imagining the conspiracy theorists if they actually do rewatch any of these, is listening to us talk shit and say the stupidest crap.
I knew it. I knew there were lizards.
Yeah. They're like, the living cyborg is talking about how the mole people are going to take over the lizard people with the lizard people in the year 13, 40, 79, 60, 12, or whatever the fuck I said. I don't even know anymore. But,
No, it was, you said 2045, then it was 2036, and now it's 10, 15, 70, 90, 53.
Well, I'm trying to confuzzle you all because yes, in 2036 is when the mole people are going to show themselves on the Earth, but the lizard people take over in 2045, and that's when the humans become completely enslaved, and then the cyborgs.
Fleurs don't understand numbers anyway.
That's true.
No, that's exactly why last time I said blah 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 blah, that whole string of numbers. Because they can't count past 7 because they've only got 5 teeth in their head. Anyways.
Oh Lord.
Just don't find me.
So let's keep going on.
One of the things I will say is NASA.gov has their own documents out there that we get to vet, which is through the Freedom of Information Act.
And if you read it properly and not just quote mine it, you can actually understand what the fuck they're talking about. But instead, your punk ass is going to quote mine everything you're going to tell us right now.
Would you agree that NASA documents, if they're on display, that we should be able to go and research inside there?
NASA is not proving that the Earth is flat.
You should read what NASA says, and you should listen to what NASA says.
Oh my God!
Your NASA evidence that the Earth is
it's
flat.
only their contradictory issues.
Okay,
that
let's
bring us
with the Earthrise photo.
No, it's your misunderstanding of technology and the way that they word things. Because once again, folks, they think that words only mean one thing. Where when you're talking about different fields of science, they mean different things in different ways, right?
And then with NASA,
it's also
go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's also if you have certain things that are about something local. They may say, in this case, we are assuming a flat Earth.
Right. It's a simplified
Exactly.
Frame of reference.
Exactly. When you talk about a launch pad that a rocket is being launched off of, you only have to assume a flat Earth, because we're only talking about maybe a square mile. A square mile comparatively to the size of the Earth is nil. And so, yes, why do I need to equate the curvature? When you build a house, when you build an apartment building, when you build any structure, mainly, you never have to equate for the curvature of the Earth per se. You literally are like, this square mile is going to be flat. We're going to flatten it and then make everything flat on top of this square mile, because it's only this big comparatively to the right. And why do you need to equate that? And so, yes, there are NASA documents that talk about we only need to calculate the flat of a thingy-mabobber because it's a so small thing. When you're talking about huge things, of course, like what, like, okay, so only in certain
things.
Only in certain cases they can talk about a flat Earth, but the rest of the time they talk about a fucking globe. So why are you gonna fucking nitpick only these little itty bitty things that are? It's just
because
like the Black
NASA
Swan.
lies.
Well, it's
NASA
just the
lies, but then they put these documents out that say this. So,
but once again,
So
it's
you
just
got to
the black-
believe them. Wait, they lie, but you got to believe them.
Exactly.
Once again, we're at the Black Swan theory that we talked about the other day.
Oh my god!
Just because there is a black swan does not mean your theory gets thrown out the window. It just means that there is an anomaly that will happen every once in a blue moon, and the blue moon, same difference that you see in the sky, only rarely happens because of certain atmospheric things that happen, right? So every once in a while, 1 in a million times, let's just pretend that's a number for what we're talking about, something happens, a black swan appears. That does not throw everything out the fucking window in your ideals. So you still have to use everything else and say, yes, one time this may happen outside of. So everything we can prove, there's a globe that has a moon that's that hundreds, thousands of miles away from us, right? I think it is. It's not that far from us.
238,000 miles.
Yeah, there we go. And then
240,000 miles.
Yeah, and then the sun is blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a proof of all that. Like there's no anomaly in between those numbers. And what does the fucking Earth do every fucking 15 degrees?
Every hour it turns 50. That takes about an hour.
Rotates?
Yeah, so every hour the Earth rotates 15 degrees per hour. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
And rest in peace.
And R.I.P. Bob.
Yes, R.I.P. Bob. Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you. But we're so sorry you're not here with us anymore. But he took a laser gyroscope that they paid $10,000 for.
20.
Unfortunately, an investor did, not him.
Yeah, an investor did. $20,000.
Proved the globe wrong.
Oh, it was 20. It was 20, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, they fucking turned it on. They put it onto a board. They did the thing they were supposed to do. They made it a stationary thingy, right? On, they pinned it. They couldn't have just left it like sitting on top of something. They actually had to like house it into something, right? And that's how like it works. And that's how it found the yaw and pitch, right?
Yeah, and then they even were like, wait, it might be that we are measuring the rotation of the sky.
And then what did they do?
They put it in something else, I believe, to shield it from all the energies.
So they put it inside of a
Faraday cage.
A
Faraday
cage
first.
A cylinder Faraday cage with some other like protective around it or some bullshit or something.
No. Bismuth was the second part, and they never showed that.
No, of course they didn't give us all the stuff for what they did, but somehow they put it inside of a cylinder that was hidden from they said the moon and the sun, and then blah blah blah, and
Bloody blood vlog.
Not ozone, but what did
No, they were
like the heavenly
talking
energies
about
or something.
What did
heavenly rotation?
It was heavenly energies.
Heavenly energies.
Yeah.
That says they were detecting.
Yeah, but it's called
Rotation of the
something
heavenly energies, something like that.
that those people were trying to like see the firmament air movement.
Some of the aether.
Atmosphere?
The
No,
ether.
Aether was later on.
Oh.
That was
But that's
later
what-
on by somebody else that actually
Yeah, but
claimed
that's
it
what
was the Ether.
But that's what he was claiming. Bob was claiming the ether was moving, and that's what was affecting it. And that's why they put it in that cylinder to not be affected by the ether.
No, Bob
The
was claiming the
firmament
heavenly energies.
Yes,
or something,
he wasn't
not the
claiming
ether. The
Which they
ether was
claim
actually
was
widget later on.
The firmament and the ether. But anyways, we
No,
have no
yeah.
proof of that. And anyways, he put it in the cylinder and he didn't change it. It still was 15 degrees per hour or whatever. So anyways, let's blow on.
Right? The Earth is rising over the moon. We're all familiar with it. As a NASA, you can go out to NASA's site, you can download the original, right?
I already know what you're going to ask.
So you bring up the luminance on it, and you can see where it's cut out and pasted there.
They're showing us doctored images that are clearly doctored. The blue
No.
marble is a very famous image from 1972. When you talk to the artist from NASA, his name's Robert Simmons, he talks about exactly how it was created from data. And it's not a
Different blue
photograph
marble,
and so
you
on.
numbnut.
He added
what?
clouds. He
Yeah,
added
yeah,
highlight of the sun.
Yeah, those are wrong.
That was one for the iPhone. You idiot.
Yeah, that was not the right.
The blue marble that Robert
images.
Simmons talks about was the one for the iPhone.
Yeah.
It was like an iPhone wallpaper or screen, whatever.
And of course, there's a reason why it had to be a composite, because at that time when he produced it, we didn't have a satellite far enough out to take a photo in one go. Everything he used was in low Earth orbit, so it was all done in bits, and he had to composite them all together. And that's why he says, "Oh yeah, I had to Photoshop it," because he used Photoshop to do that, to bring all
composite
those
together,
images
right?
together. I mean, now we've got satellites that are far enough out that can take a photo of the entire Earth every 10 bloody minutes. But when he did it, they hadn't been launched.
No.
But that's by the by when it comes to these idiots. They just go, "Oh well, he admitted it was Photoshop." It had to be, because it was a composite image.
The blue marble
image doesn't mean made up.
No,
it's just combined.
When you take a picture with your cell phone, it's a composite.
Yeah, they like to conflate the two blue marble photos, because obviously the 1972 one, it's a proper photo taken with a camera using film, and they were on their way to the moon, and it was also the first time that they'd managed to get a shot of the Earth that full. Because every other Apollo mission, it wasn't that good,
People
There was
don't
actually an
realize-
auction of the negative of that and of the slide as well, and there was information, literally, typed information from that time about every detail of that photo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing that people don't realize is the difference between a negative, the raw footage, and it being edited or actually developed and other things. There's so many processes that go through all this stuff for things to be seen that, there can be something wrong with the way that you developed it. There could be something wrong with the negative. Raw image could be, something,
Well,
so
also
many
compressed
things. And
images
then-
make it look weird too under Photoshop.
Well,
even though they are still the actual image.
Go ahead.
The most funny part is still that they like to confuse the actual moon landing video and the live broadcast cartoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, and then once again, compression. People don't understand they're like, oh, look, you see strings or you see this, blah, blah, blah. No, compression from outer space to the Earth is a lot of bullshit. Like, there's going to be a lot of anomalies. There's going to be a lot of weird looking things.
You know why?
And once again, if they were faking it, would they show all this bullshit? Fuck no, dude. They would make it look immaculate. They would not show, the number on that fucking rock in 1969 on the thing. And they wouldn't show like this thing. And like when we were going over that last week, all the fucking things that they were showing in the fucking film that Kubrick did for the moon landing to make it so that he was showing that he did it. That's not how that works, you dumbasses. They don't make films to like show things off to make things a show for something.
Give away secrets. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, no, you would make it immaculate. You would make it so that nobody could tell, especially if we were getting paid by the government for a gazillion dollars or whatever they thought it fucking was.
If he would have shown if him showing that it was him doing that,
he would have been killed.
He would have. Yes, he would have been dead. But you know why there's so much compression when data comes from the space station?
Yeah,
they have such small bandwidth.
Well, there's also compression when you see a picture on the computer and pull off a computer and analyze it. You're going to have compression issues.
Yeah. So really quick before we get further into this, he would have had a heart attack while driving, while falling out of a window that he was carrying a bathtub out of or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Kubrick would have like not been alive, and it would have been a weird circumstance death if he would have shown any of these secrets in any of the films that he did in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The FBI or CIA would
Maybe
not
he
have
somehow
let
committed
him,
suicide by shooting himself in the back of the head.
while he fell out of a window, while he was in a bathtub, shocking himself with
those bizarre deaths.
A toaster while he was getting hit by a train and a semi trucker. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have not have died normally, and he would not have been alive today if he was faking this bullshit. But once again, anybody who's worked in photography who has ever like done half of the crap that most of us have done, that's why we're here, knows this is how things work and not how these weirdos think things work.
72. When you talk to the artist from NASA, his name is Robert Simmons, he talks about exactly how it was created from data, and it's not a photograph whatsoever. He added clouds.
Let me explain. You have to take data in a computer program and process it and then put it through a system and then make it so it's a visualization of that. Like if you're looking at like the ozone layer through infrared, through ultraviolet light, through other means, then it looks like something. But then if you put them all together, you have to make something that's cohesive for the eye to look at, to understand what it is, and to make a graph and to say this color is this and that color is this. You can't just show somebody weird colors on something and have them understand it, right? That's what a key is for when you look at a map. It says this is this and that's that, and then this size makes that, right? That there's a reason why there's scaling and other things that you have.
I also think like that artist probably feels so bad about how he worded that shit.
Yeah, now
giving those fuckers ammunition.
Yeah, at the time, that's not what they, you know.
Yeah, no, but like looking back at it, he must be thinking like, oh fuck, if I could have only said it differently, that they couldn't have abused it.
They would have found a way. People would find a way. Either way.
Yeah, probably, but
and then once again, what we're speaking about is people who are not trained to be in front of the press, right?
True.
A lot of these scientists are fucking nerds, and what they think is nerd thought, right? They're going to speak the way that they think things are being. Normals or people that didn't get their GED, you have to explain things to them in a different way. If you have a scientist explaining something, they're going to be like, when I was doing this, I did a thing, and then I put a thing together with this, and you're like, whoa. I don't understand that, right? So for the layman, it's really hard for them to understand some of these things, right?
Yeah, and
not their fault.
That's why teaching is such a specific job.
Yeah, because you need to be able to like dumb it down and then walk people through the process properly. I've been an IT person most of my life. Like since I was 12 years old, I was building computers. I've been on the interwebs. And then like my aunts, my cousins, my mom, my dad, or like I don't understand something, and I'm like, oh, this is a blah, 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 how you do, I'm like, oh crap, just because I've been in technology for a long time. I've been in videography for a long time. I've been in photography for a long time. So like I understand the background of it. I was selling $10,000 news packets to Fox News when I was 20 years old. So in 2002 or ish, around that. I mean, like I was already working in technology and media a long time ago. So I understand the background of a lot of these things and how you have to talk to the normal person and I've talked to a scientist, how you have to talk to a sports star, how you have to talk to different types of people. There's different ways that people understand things. And that's the thing is some of these people, like, unfortunately, your brain doesn't work well enough for you to understand the complexities of large numbers. And like, I'm not putting down any of these people, but like, if you don't know how to like do large computations of numbers, you can't figure this out, or it's going to be very hard for you.
He added a highlight of the sun.
You take,
like this gentleman.
on your phone, most phones have that panoramic image. When you do that, you're taking a series of pictures, and the phone cleverly stitches that together.
How it's presented. It's presented as a real photograph.
So when NASA takes real photos, and they either clean them up for color, or they stitch them together so it's one large image, it doesn't mean they're CGI.
You're talking about composites.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Just listen to what listen to what he says for who he is, just like we heard earlier. Oh my jeebus! Okay, I need to smoke way more pot than this. Everybody, do a shot before we do this. Let's do a shot here.
I got some rum. I can do a shot of rum.
Or everybody just take a drink before we get into this.
Because I already finished the Grey Goose though. That's pretty good.
Have you been on the Grey Goose, have you?
Palm protection
yes, I tried
strongly
good stuff.
Encouraged.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, well, he did take it and put it into like a douche, and he did douche it up his butt.
He's supposed to drink it.
And so, well,
and it's a very pretty bottle as well.
Well, see, the thing is I had him put the slim extension on the bottle, and then I had him douche with it, and so.
Wait,
what? He gave himself an enema with it. Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
So what I do is I have an extension you can put on the vodka bottle, and then what you do is you bend over, and it turns itself upside down, and it fills you up.
You have a little vodka enema, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Good rum.
I'm never trying to be that drunk again, so I'll pass.
But Brainless loves it. So.
Hang on. Let me go get my alcohol. Jesus.
Okay, while we're waiting for you, my baby cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Mario, to your 23rd year anniversary at Microsoft.
You all are welcome to see my baby cheeks half naked.
To Mario.
Yes. Okay. So cheers, bro. Salute. Wait till it's open.
There we go.
Okay. Cheers, bro. Salute, Solange, all of the above.
Prost.
Nostrovia.
L'chaim.
Jesus Christ. Bad vodka.
Good popsicle.
Okay, so we're doing this because of how horrible this is. What we're going to see in the next 30 seconds is going to make us all want to hit ourselves in the face. So, Mama, what are the warnings that we have that we're normally told?
What is that warning? Keep your computers.
Yep.
Keep
Push
plenty
your
of
monitors at a punching range.
At a punching range, okay.
At a punching range, and then also
keep oven mitts, towels, and pillows at hand. Do not use things soft. Do not use your pets or your kids. Those are things you do not use for face palm protection.
Yes, but please do.
Yes.
So I should tell Kane to go away then?
Yes, we don't want to hurt the animals or the kids.
Go lay down.
So
anything
please
else soft that's inanimate will work. Okay.
Keep things out of punching range.
Yes.
I have paper towel. I'll just hit things with paper towel. This way I don't break anything.
Keep putting your tray tables up in the upright
positions.
Upright positions.
And get ready for the landing.
Make sure your seatbelts are buckled.
if you need it, get face palm protection ready. So
Yes,
put
get
anything
it ready
over your
right with an easy
palm,
reach.
either
Mhm.
for punching or for smacking yourself in the face. Just
Yeah.
get ready for this. Anything that happens after this point is not our fault. We try to give you the warning.
Yes. I recommend if you have glasses, take them off.
And take them
You
off.
don't want to break your glasses.
Yeah, please. And if after this, anytime you get wet in your seat from our stream, that's under your fruition and not ours. I'm sorry
Yes.
I got you wet in your seat. We'll talk about that later in the
All right.
dungeon. But anyway,
And hey, Jake.
hey, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
I think their audio is, they're trying to figure out their audio. So
Yeah, that's okay.
So anyways,
We'll get it back in.
let's go ahead and blow on with this as we're waiting for them. And
You keep your hands on the wheel because you're going to hear some stuff that's probably going to make you want to veer off the road. So just do your best to stay in the lane, okay?
Yeah, make
Please
sure
do not
you
be
ain't driving. You make sure you ain't driving. And Sydney, don't listen. And all I gotta say is, Jeebus, take the wheel because Satan is doing me up the butt. Anyways, let's keep going.
Hey, Ace
I'm
Jasper.
what you call a globe denier.
Yeah, of course you are, you loser.
You could even get me into a virtual construct if I can't find the borders myself. It appears to me to be a stationary plane, as opposed to the vastness of infinity of space.
I can't see
would find it
nothing
to be an ice
moving,
plane,
so
where we have a localized sun in our
Okay,
environment.
your
thrives
mic working now,
there. You know,
Jake?
these particular people
Yeah,
have
I-
misled us.
There you
go.
This is a brilliant
Close
opportunity
both
to
windows
speak.
instead
We've
of
been
the tab.
suppressed, censored.
This is driving me to murder.
This local sun thing really irritates me because how can you have a local sun when 3,000 miles away people are seeing light, the same light? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It lights up so much of the world, but yet it's a local sun.
Hey, why they got
change your size?
Yeah.
Well, apparently over every country or whatever, they have their own personal sun, their own personal sun.
There's some people who believe over every person you have your own personal sun, your personal dome. Some people believe that.
Oh yeah, that
the Jeebus gave you your own personal sun.
You
Like
guys
if all six of us are standing on the beach, we're all seeing different suns.
Hey,
That's what people think.
Yeah, that's why the Jesus gave the black hole sun to the sound garden.
Oh, good song. Oh, that's a good song, man.
It was
That's
all
a great
about
song.
the personal suns.
The personal suns.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what Depeche Mode was talking about.
I'm a
Your own
flat
personal
earther.
Jesus. We have our own personal sun.
Your own personal sun. Yeah,
No, they're talking about cheeses.
Now
Your
I get it.
own. Well,
Your
see,
own
I
personal
thought.
cheeses.
Well, see, I thought your own personal cheeses was about your government cheese that you got from the
cheese.
government. when
Hey,
you're on
government cheese
welfare.
was good. My grandmother had
that was
some.
that.
It
That was my
good
wheel of cheese.
Uh-huh.
Well, we have a
Hey,
back.
what
How are
the
you doing?
back?
Hey, Zach,
Hey, Beck. How you doing?
I feel I might be
my
too sober
handsome
for this.
man.
Okay, so let's keep blowing on with this
I
because we
see
still
Jones
have
is
like.
back, so that's good.
Yeah, I wanted
still-
to have a flat earther represented since you guys
Okay.
are picking on what I believe.
Well, okay.
Okay,
That's
okay,
right.
so, okay.
We
So
don't-
hold on. Give us a point of the flat Earth that we have not talked about, or that you would like to bring up about the flat Earth that we have not talked about yet. Let's go there.
I can make it real simple.
Let's do it.
If the Earth's not flat, why is the moon white and why was Jesus white? Boom!
Oh,
Blew your
okay.
mind.
Very
Well,
compelling. That's a very compelling argument.
Well, see.
I
Hold
must
on.
say.
The moon is actually blue, and when Jesus resurrected, he was a zombie, so he was blue. So actually,
Good point, Slim. Good point.
Jesus is the zombie moon, and that's
It's
what
a
happens
zombie
every quarter. We have a zombie moon, right? We have the blue moon. So zombie Jesus comes on top of us in the light every quarter.
Man, it sounds like you've been listening to too much heavy metal. You need to listen to Jules, Who Will Save Your Soul.
Well, I tried to put Jules inside of my anus, and she tried to save my soul until I got that infection, and I had to go to the doctor, and they had to give me antibiotics, and then it was a whole another thing. So
yeah, that's Jesus' way of saying don't shove things up your butthole, man.
Well, she said I'll save your hole, but she did not save my hole at all. She
said who will save your hole though?
Oh, it was not she will. It was who will save my hole, and I entered it with a satanic temple, and that's what was wrong, right? I needed to do it with the Presbyterian temple instead. Jesus Christ.
You're weird, dude.
Hey, I've been screwed by all of the different religions, literally. Never mind. We'll talk about how the pastors.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's a whole entering.
That's a whole different story about a whole different hole.
Yeah, it's about a whole different entering of the souls of the holes, and we'll talk about that later. Anyways, let's keep blowing.
Yo, that sounds like a Dr. Seuss book, man.
Doesn't it? The souls of the holes.
No, it was until Disney got involved, and then that became a different story.
Disney always
then we went a whole different way, and then became anti-Jew and all that. Never mind.
Oh God, yeah, that's a whole ball of wax. We don't want to.
Yeah, that was a different thing.
No.
If we don't hit all of the weird anti-Semitism stuff going through conspiracy stuff, then I didn't do my job. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm kind of on Disney's side.
Alternative media is just a thing of beauty for me.
I view the other side as uneducated.
I'm running.
Of course, the flat earthers. Of course,
they certainly think they're educated,
and they're following quite a bit of university.
We knew this. We knew that.
Scientism.
Right, scientism.
Obviously, is the belief in what's written, where we tend to be exploring in the field with physical properties, not theories of any kind. We're using actual measurements that are calculated not by our guidelines.
Oh my God, the irony of this is just beautiful.
I can only hope they're uneducated as opposed to disingenuous.
Well, that's the other thing too,
Yeah,
because we
definitely
know that it was on a large scale. The government has been disingenuous, and they're.
So numbers still mean numbers. That's the easiest way to put that. Like you can't fake numbers. Yes, you technically can. Blah blah. Sure.
Hard.
But no. No, but literally, you can't fake numbers.
Wait, is numbers hard? Who got him horny?
Numbers is hard.
Yeah, but who got him horny?
Queen
Maths
did. Have
is
you seen
hard.
her? She's gorgeous.
Maths is hard.
Yeah, and remember, the higher you go up in numbers, the harder you get. But that's a different measurement. Anyways.
Well, in Discord, Canadian Ali said that he got a message off. I'm asking him how he does that. I want to be taught how to get a message off.
Oh, baby.
And well,
it gently.
It was when I bent him over and did something on his back, and I left a message in that. Never mind, Ollie. We'll talk about that later. Anyways,
slow and steady win the race when it comes to getting a message off.
Yes. So, anyways, just look at it. Just understand this concept. There are 3 actual scientists that have credentials, right? I don't know who any of these other people are, but the people who have no credentials and any type of knowledge, way, shape, or form that we know of ran and sat down and decided they were the arbiters of sanity or knowledge. When you know how you know that there's real scientists in the room? They don't claim to know everything. That's not what the scientific method proves. Scientific method proves the absence of.
Well, it disproves. It doesn't prove.
Yeah. Right. It's you're trying to actually disprove your claim. You say my dick is bigger than anybody else's, right? And then you go and you find huge dick dudes and you have them show you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's hey man, you want to
There
whip
you
that
go,
out
Slim.
and we'll compare?
Yeah, exactly. That's how you find out the truth, is not saying I think I have the biggest dick in the world. No, you have to go and prove that you don't have the biggest dick in the world, right? It's the opposite of what the conspiracy theorists claim. You know, like Brainless can't sit on the largest thing in the world. You know, you have to disprove it. So I have to take him around the world and have him sit on all these huge objects, right, until we disprove that by having other people. Never mind, we'll talk about that.
And I loved it.
Have you guys seen the
Mm.
video this flat earther made where there's like 3 pieces of wood with holes in it, and if it's flat, the light should like go through all 3 holes.
Yeah, no,
And if
Jared,
it's round,
Interesting.
What?
And they're like,
Mango.
Instead of accepting that they're wrong, they're like, we must have measured wrong or some shit.
Wow,
Mango.
exactly.
Mango, do you think you could find that right quick?
I'm pretty sure I can.
I have
Give me
it.
just one second.
It's
oh wait,
Jared.
Tiny Captain has it.
But you have to share on Discord,
sure,
I think.
sure.
Because it's a normal
Because
video on our
that's what I wanted to kind of do next. Is I wanted to do Bob, I wanted to do Jared, and then what was one of the other thing? There was a laser test across that pond or that lake they did as well. That was another thing. But anyways, let's go through this first.
And that's Dan. Dan was there.
Yeah.
Because that's all he ever keeps going on about is the bloody Salton Sea.
Salton Sea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking like half, dude.
Yeah.
Never mind. A bunch of them were there. But anyways, and you know what? If you're a flat earther and you think the Earth is flat, I can disprove it with my hard cock. And if you don't believe that, come here and I'll show it to you in person.
You need Jesus. You need Jesus. Well, actually, I think his name is Jesus. But
yeah,
dude, Jesus
met him
is
in
my
Tijuana.
favorite. Dude, I grew up in San Diego. Jesus is my favorite fucking gardener, bro. I mean, I loved trimming bushes with him.
You knew a lot of things.
I bet you're real good at trimming bushes, huh?
All right, dude. I will be back, y'all.
Yeah.
it's-
Okay, Demon.
Sorry, it's the file's too big to send through Discord.
Well, then I will hunt it down.
Yeah, Discord's quite limited
Andrew,
like
did
that.
you just say yo potato?
Yeah.
Yes, I will potato. I will
Hey, which
potato
one?
all over the place.
Which one is that, Demon? Jism second test and okay, we'll do that in just a second.
That one is quite interesting.
Yeah, we'll do that in just a second. Let me get the board test if somebody could get that to us. And
I
Mango
don't know
is
if
trying
he
to
has that one up anymore unless somebody else has it.
It was
I think
in
he took his down.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
shit.
two documentaries it was in, but I just don't know where I have it saved. That's why I was hoping that.
Oh my
But
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Mango has her
I have another
31st
way.
birthday celebration going on,
What is
and we're
that?
trying to so what we're trying to do is we're trying to save up money, and we're trying to get as many jelly beans as possible to fit up her. Never mind, sorry. But if we can do that and we fit them enough up, what we're going to do is we're going to do a raffle to see how many people can find out how many are up there. And then
on OnlyFans, I will be eating them out.
and then we're going to.
But in all seriousness, no, all donations.
Happy early birthday, Mango.
Oh, thanks. It's
I-
1
I
week from
probably like
tomorrow.
And of
Oh,
course,
damn.
we are going to do another birthday cake for Mango like we did last year.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
it's just-
Oh, sweet.
Wait, hold on. I read the script wrong. It's gonna be Mountain Dew eggs that she's gonna be fitting up there.
hell
And
no.
Oh my God,
so
no!
Mango,
Absolutely
how
the
old
fuck
you?
not.
How old are you going to be, Mango?
I'm gonna be 31.
Wow, 14
She's a
years older
baby.
than me.
she's
the-
10.
A baby.
Yeah, she's 10 years younger than me.
I turn 18 next month.
The oldest just turned 30.
You're so full of shit, Jake.
What do you mean?
Look, the plan is all donations this week are going to go towards the pre-celebration happening on Underhaven Saturday, and then my birthday next Wednesday, because on my actual birthday, I plan on being so sloshed that I don't want your money. I just want to be sloshed. Like, pay for me to get sloshed. Simple as that.
Yeah. Don't worry, Mango. You're gonna get some money from Queen and I in just a second or whatever. So you'll definitely get you'll get wet. That's all I gotta say. For your birthday.
Oh,
anyways,
I'm a year younger than your son.
Y'all are old.
Yeah.
No, they're super young compared to me.
Jeez. And remember, folks, I dated somebody who changed my diapers. So that was somebody who was 30 years older than me, and I'm already 40. So that was a really fun time in my life. Anyways, yes, Beck. Yeah.
Just 41.
Yeah, Beck, my mom is turning 55 this year.
Oh, shit.
No, she's turning 54 this year. My bad.
Oh, stop it.
No, I'm serious.
I'm 53.
My mom's turning, no, my great grandma's turning 74. Then my mom's turning 54. My sister is turning 34. My brothers are turning 24.
My mum just hit 77 last week.
I just can't wait to be old enough to vote. That's going to be awesome.
My mom would be going on 81 if she were alive.
Where do you live? Americas or the Europes or the...
Who, me?
Yes.
Upstate New York, yo.
Okay.
The Finger Lakes.
Sweet. Okay, sweet. Though with the fingers, we call something different here, but that's old school. I mean, you new school kids call things different things. So anyways, I'm going to keep blowing on with this for a second. I'm going to go grab more ice to go get more alcohols, and then we'll keep blowing on for more of this and see how long we go.
Pushing a narrative. Right. So it's hard for us. I mean, I'm sure that you've met people too. It's like, look, are you you haven't looked into it yet? Or are you a shill?
Turn out the camera
part
first.
of the disinformation campaign?
I don't think you guys are uneducated. I think you're wrongly educated.
I think the problem with what I've seen in the flat earth crowd is that it's not that they're undereducated, but they, instead of looking at evidence and letting the evidence guide to where the ultimate conclusion is, they start with a conclusion and then they try to cherry pick evidence to support their pre-drawn conclusion. They cast away all the bits of evidence that actually is contrary to their beliefs.
I think that you're very well educated as well as you are, Jim.
Certainly Ali is, but we got the best education of all of us.
Exactly, and he paid for it too. But more and more professionals are coming on board. They're starting to question their reality. So the thing of it is once you start to really take a hard look at the evidence, and you are unafraid of just standing for the truth, wherever that may lead you, then people end up becoming flat earthers.
I'm hoping to be able to tell our side of the story from the inside out. So many times, flat earthers are depicted from the outside in, and I want to be able to share with others empirical data that proves the Earth is not what we think.
Yeah, how's that going?
So she's going to spread her legs and let them inside her.
I'm surprised nobody brought up like
So when I was 12
their
years
evidence
old, I was
isn't
space
really
camp,
evidence.
And I met Alan B. Shepard.
And nobody brought up what?
Well, she said that she wants to show that the flat earthers from the inside out with empirical data. So I'm assuming that means she's gonna fuck everyone and never get around to the data.
Yeah,
she certainly never presented empirical data of a flat Earth because, of course, none of them have.
Nope.
So I can only presume that she did the other thing.
Yeah, it's the do your own research crowd.
She just had sex with a bunch of people of different horoscopes and decided that she didn't like certain horoscopes, and that was her data input, right?
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
Well, we all know that she actually stepped out of Flat Earth and became a current Soviet citizen.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
that fits her better.
Yep. And I wanted to be an astronaut, and I want to be the first woman to walk the moon.
Oh.
So for me, I'm a glober. I went
And
into
then-
this completely
I'm a
wanting
glober.
it to be true.
Because you
And my
weren't
husband
enough
told
'cause you're
me he
nuns.
saw this thing about the fake moon landing.
You just started,
And I was like,
you
you're
began.
absolutely crazy. There's no way that the moon landings are fake. And then in 2010, my husband was killed. And so I never really developed that until around 2014 when Flat Earth kind of came back up. And that little voice inside my head said, remember the fake moon landings? Remember when that was brought to my attention?
What?
And then I started really critically analyzing that. And I would say, just looking at that evidence, if they can lie about the moon landings, they can certainly lie about pictures and satellites and other things. And so
Does she know what
I started going down
critically
that rabbit
analyze
hole
actually means?
of studying. So that was my...
Yo,
I think not.
Like when they say the moon landing was fake and CGI, do you have any idea how bad CGI was in 1969?
Right.
Well,
It didn't exist.
You've only got to look at a certain very, very big famous film that came out a year before Apollo 11 landed.
Yeah.
Directed by the bloke who they all go, oh, he shot the moon landings.
Yeah.
Mingo, are you already there?
On a space odyssey when they're on the
Will you do us a small little favor and look up the first CGI film in the 1960s or whatever?
One thing they don't,
just
they
give
don't
us a clip.
realize,
I just need a clip. We just need a clip of one of the first CGI movies.
is
By
2001 took years. to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah. If you would just find
it wasn't instantaneous like the movie.
any CGI bull crap that they said in the 1960s just to show us.
You'd probably want to be looking at Forbidden Planet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what that's the theory.
Yeah. Hold on.
Young-looking Leslie Nielsen.
Google just got blocked on my computer.
No.
They're doing weird crap right now.
Google.com is
when
blocked.
they
Google
say-
refused to connect. Huh.
When they say the Apollo moon landings were CGI'd, just look at 2001: A Space Odyssey when they're on the moon.
Right.
Although it's a classic film, I'm afraid that particular chunk of it is shit.
So the first CGI used in a feature film was in Westworld in 1973.
Oh, Yul Brynner.
Yes, and it's Gunslinger Robot Vision in 2D.
Mango, you should go to google.com, not google.com.
Okay, so
Yes.
Sorry that we're a little bit in the past, but we're gonna watch the flat earther that accidentally proves the round Earth, right quick, with this. So they made holes in thingamabobbers. They put them 15 feet
through this hole,
height
through the next hole.
Here we go.
And
I believe they call them glory holes.
17
Yes.
feet up. The Earth is flat.
Aren't they a little bit shorter though? They're not like 10 feet
that's-
up or 17 feet up.
That is when we're talking about lizard being in the stalls in the public restrooms.
Right.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
But what I'm going to do right now is we're going to listen to them talk about this. So here we blow and just watch this right quick.
We have a backup experiment. You're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard or 17 feet off the water. The Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there.
And he's
Enrique,
holding the
how high is
17
your
feet at
light?
first.
I mean,
I can't see it, bro. Well, why not?
We don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way
And
above
then
your
when
head.
he lifts up the light's been
Interesting.
shown. Proof of the flat Earth.
So I also put one in from Godless Engineer. It's got both Bob's and Jaren's the same on there.
Oh, is that what the one that it was this
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll do that real quick. But
So if you wanted to
guess
see
what,
Bob's, it's on there.
Is
guess what, motherfucker? That's the proof of the fucking globe, you cunts. Anyways,
Is he married, Godless Engineer?
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he is.
I remember him from the atheist community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that was where he first began doing stuff, and then he moved into the debunking community.
Like he and his wife were one of the first people to call out Steve.
Yes.
And like some of us didn't listen.
They were in the non sequitur thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
that. Actually calling out Kyle, not
Okay.
Steve, but they both had their issues with that.
Let's go ahead and show it this way. And everybody, if you've not gone to the Godless Engineers channel, please go there and subscribe. But here we go. Let's go on with this to show it right quick.
Yes, I'm still sick. As you can tell from my voice. Today, though, I wanted to highlight a few segments from Behind the Curve, which is a documentary about the Flat Earth community. It's actually available right now on Amazon. I have the link down below in the description, and it's pretty cheap to rent. So I suggest everybody going and watching that documentary.
And it's rentable on YouTube, by the way, right now.
Experiments
it's free on YouTube.
Actually showcased.
It's not free. You have to rent or buy it.
Thoughts about the documentary itself. So if you want to hear more about that, please.
I just thought when I was looking for this.
Okay.
Yep.
Because we watched it for free.
I watched it on Netflix, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Oh, that's why I watched it.
Yeah,
that's him.
Really started, and the current state of
guy.
current state as of 2017. It does a really good job of documenting Mark Sargent's kind of origins and his rise to flat Earth fame. Also, if you want to know whether or not he fucked this chick named Patricia, that'll be in there too. Spoiler. He hasn't, but he really wants to. The documentary also shows off a number of flat earthers that are important to the movement. First is this guy. So Nathan here starts off his little interview portion by doing this whole ping pong hammer juggling act while reciting state names as well as element names in some kind of brain training kind of session. And then he goes into saying this.
Then I realized why they're hiding the truth. Anyone deaf to the truth, so they can inject you with their vaccines and their public schooling and heliocentric model, which is basically forced sun worship.
Now, I don't know what reciting states and element names while doing his little hammer juggling with ping pong balls actually does for his brain, but I would not suggest retaining his brain coat.
Things are falling.
One thing.
Sorry, that was me. Things are falling in here.
Okay, let's try going to here.
Excuse me? Yeah. How the hell did you get that? Well, I just got kicked out of Starbucks for asking a NASA employee.
Okay, anyways, yeah.
I don't know this timestamp for Mr. Bob, but you will see the graphics. I did the one for Jaren, though.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I didn't see those in blah blah blah.
Whackity schmackity doo.
The Jaren one's at 12.
Demon shared a video. I can quickly share that.
Yes, he did. I watched it.
Okay.
Let's
get.
Share screen. Yeah, that's. Oh shit! Which one is that? Jarenism seconds test.
Oh, Jaren. Okay.
Hey everyone, it's Jarenism here. I'll show you the second test that we did. I'm getting the assistance of Sleeping Warrior. Okay, go ahead and put it through the hole.
Christ. You don't need help.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Thanks, Demon.
Yes. Okay. All right.
That's the general in purple.
Okay, so let me try to get back to what we were doing before.
I thought it was
Jesus
funny.
Christ, and yes.
Do we remember what we were doing before?
No, I have no idea what I was doing before.
I
think we were watching.
Does it really matter?
No.
I'm showing the impossible thing for this stream.
I think we were watching Flat Earthers be stupid.
Yeah.
But let's get to when the scientists come in. And I believe it's around here.
Oh yeah, when they come in inside of
you.
Stop it.
So let's get
That's when
started
babies
with
were
some
born,
more
how babies
scientific
were born.
stuff.
Sorry, farmers. You can't handle that, eh?
Oh, then you had to see the FTFE and the Flatsoid
My problem is,
show last night.
I like you guys that you are very skeptical, but at the same time, you are not skeptical about your belief system.
You
That
keep
should
going
have come
back.
first.
You think that that's my foundation for why I believe the Earth is flat, and I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Okay.
I have evidence that proves it's flat.
What type
Proves
of
it's
evidence?
not a ball.
What
Curvature.
type of
We're being misled. We're being deliberately misled by mainstream
Now,
media.
what's your evidence?
We
Right.
see too far. We see
It's
too
not
far.
evidence.
We should not be able to.
Jesus Christ.
I live in Dana Point.
Okay.
I can see San Clemente Island, which is 60 miles away.
So what?
That's 60
I'm
miles.
on
That's
the
not
beach.
thousands.
What do you mean by so what?
I'm on the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see a ship?
That photograph's
Oh,
above
yeah,
the
let's talk about
beach.
the ship that goes
Yes.
over the
Hello.
I mean, you heard it. She's right by the beach.
You look
No.
at that image; they're high up off the beach,
Hey,
off the surface.
we know this Karen is a bitch, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can see too far. Just because you're a
Lewis, Karen,
bitch
Shelley
doesn't
Lewis.
mean. Anyways, let's get further into this. And she says 16 miles. If we do the calculation of the
Mhm.
curvature on an actual curvature calculation, 16
Right.
miles isn't shit comparatively to the gazillions of miles the fucking Earth is. And I know it's not gazillion.
And you're seeing the
but
top of the island, not the whole island.
and not just that, but like how huge is the fucking Earth? A gazillion miles, right? It's so stupidly large that our brains can't even comprehend it. You want to know why I say that? Because we have flat earthers. If the Earth was so small that our brain could comprehend those numbers, we wouldn't have flat earthers, because you would all
Right.
say, yeah, I live on a ball. You know why? Because I can throw a ball to my fucking brother around the other side of the Earth, because like gravity would let me make it go, you know what I'm saying? Like atmospheric would let me make it go around. And that's what they don't understand is if it was this big with the what we have with gravity per se, and even though I know we're talking about size, but I technically could throw a ball around the Earth because it would all sit inside the atmosphere and it would not go outside of it, because why would it go
Mhm.
outside of that if there's atmospheric pressure and blah, blah, blah. But then you make it a bigger scale and bigger scale and a bigger scale and a bigger scale. Why does that not work? You dumb cunts. Dude, I was freaking 12 years old when like my brain almost tried to break when I was like, oh my God, like there's universes and there's atmosphere and blah, blah, blah. I was like 12 when I came into the weird conundrum of like, wait, how does this all work? And then like somebody kind of explained it to me and I'm like, oh yeah, things move around things. And if you like had a thing that was connected to a thing, or you would like had a metal next to a metal that was magnetized, it's going to put you together and all of a sudden you're going to have a ball. And then if that keeps magnetizing around each other, oh, there's going to be fucking heat in the middle, because that's what happens when things make heat. Duh. Like, I mean, I'm a dumbass and I figure this out. Like, how the hell do I know this? And there's people that don't. Like, I'm so fucking dumb that how do you not all understand this? I'm half out of a mental hospital. Like, literally, I should be in a padded room right now, and I understand this crap.
They don't want to
Like, what the
understand.
fuck?
That's the problem. They don't want to
No,
understand.
and part of it is the Bible stuff.
Mhm.
Somebody told them the Bible is the truth of the thing, and no matter what Bible we're talking about, we can be talking about Catholicism, we can be talking Judaism, we can be talking about Hinduism, we can be talking about other things, right? There's an ideology that you're put forth to you that says if this is a thing that you put together with this thing and it makes a thing, and then you believe in this, and if you don't, then there's going to be a judgment, or then in some way there's going to be a punishment, or a positive thing that happens, a goal that you achieve later, right? There's all these little things, but what proof do I have of that other than like, you know, if I jerk off in somebody's eye and then they put that inside of somebody's vagina, maybe that'll get pregnant. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just like the weird things that you can like, kind of prove. No, that only happened twice in my life. I'm sorry. But anyways.
Have you guys ever noticed a lot of flat earthers believe in other bullshit like being anti-vax?
Yeah, it's a gateway. That's why it's a
Right.
gateway conspiracy. I was on with Reds last night, and they had a flat earther on there, who immediately, immediately started bringing up the vax.
Yeah.
Red steered him off of that, so we'll talk about that later, and then steered him off back onto flat Earth. But he kept wanting to talk about vax.
Yeah, but how many years has it been since the vaccine that they claim is going to kill everybody within
Oh, he
6
brought all
months or
that
3
crap
months?
up too, and it was just like,
Yeah,
and it ended up being such a circular argument.
Yeah,
that he was like, he just started. Yeah, it's
when I
crazy.
hear someone's
it's so
anti-vax,
old.
they're discredited to me
Yeah,
immediately.
exactly. Me too.
Immediately.
No, well, yeah, exactly. Every time that I hear that, I'm like, what? So you don't want me to inject you with semen inside of your whatever cavity? Like, it's already been proven that semen's going to help you some way, shape. And if you want to procreate the whatever thingy, well, I can inject you with a bunch of semen, and then we can go from there. But they don't want to go along with that fucking theory. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
No, but
sorry.
it was insane. He just, and he would
No,
not
of
let
course
go
it
of, no matter what Red said, he would not let go of his position.
Yeah, and we're at what
He had
point
to
in
convince
time
Red
with
he
the
was right.
vaccines?
Yeah.
And we're at what point? Like, how many years has it been that we've all been like injected multiple times with
been 2
different
years
versions
since
of
it
it?
came out.
Yeah, and like I'm on the 4th version of it, or like I got jabbed 4 times. Everybody else got how many times? Like,
I've
when is
gotten
the
3.
dying
I
going to
got
start? Obviously, never, because that's not how fucking vaccines work.
What-
They're not meant to kill. They're meant to.
I
And
mean,
then according to, go ahead.
I think people can believe whatever they want, but
Right,
when your unvaccinated kids are in school getting other kids sick, that's fucked up.
Exactly. And that's why I'm so pissed that my ex didn't get my kids vaxxed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Frank
and
was
we have
vaxxed
one of them
until he
now.
turned 18, and I took him to do it.
Yeah, and now we have one of them.
But that's the point, is they steer to other things. It's just like, why? Because what you're saying is not correct, so you got to deflect onto other things, and it just snowballs with them.
Yeah, it's redonkulous and like it's scary. One of the things that like we've said, especially like the anti-community or the people that aren't, is the Jeebus and the God gave us technology to fix you all. Use it, dumbasses.
Yeah, right.
If God gave us the brain to learn how to do math, to do science, to do medicine, to give you the vaccine, you're supposed to use it. God gave you
That's the thing with flat earthers. It's like, did God not give us, under your arguments, did God not give us all this knowledge that we have now?
Well, what's the version of the people that won't take blood infusions?
Oh, the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah,
They believe your life is in your blood.
Yeah, but it's like the God gave us the versions to make the translation of
they
the
have
blood.
artificial synthetic plasma now, which they can take.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
But as far as actual blood from somebody else, they won't do it.
But there's also another
sect
sect that is really weird, hardcore about that. But again,
don't
the
know.
Jeebus, the God gave us the access to make the knowledge, to make the advancements, to make the machines, to do the things. That's what technology is for. The Bible doesn't say live in the fucking 1200s. It says whatever government makes the laws for societal reasons, you need to go with. Whatever medical advancements they come up with, the doctors need to give it to you, and you need to go along with it. It literally says that in the Bible.
There's a couple of verses that basically where God says, "I give authority to man." Basically, He's giving authority to kings to rule.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. No, it's redonkulous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are drinking today. So if you want to do that, then and if we get Queen drunk enough, she may take off her top. I don't know. We'll see if we can get her drunk enough.
Well, people in chat have been trying to get her to take off her top.
I know that's what we've been trying to do.
I saw that. Don't stop with the sweater.
Your mango.
I'm trying to get my wife to take off her top.
I'm kind of offended. Nobody's asked me yet. I mean, that's fucked up.
Well, you're not on camera. That's the thing. You gotta get on camera
you
with
could
us.
take it off if you
And
want.
then,
We just can't see you.
And then we'll talk about getting naked. And I'm really
right now, we wouldn't.
I mean, I'm naked under my clothes. Does that count?
How do you know I'm not?
And I'm really
Y'all
offended.
don't know what's going on past the camera line.
Well, I'm really offended that Mango still has on a full shirt. I mean, I thought at this point maybe we could get her to like put on like a crop top or some.
I've got the air conditioner vent right above my head.
So you're good. You're good.
So everybody hashtag Mango get naked, and we'll see how naked we can get our Mango. Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this because we still got a little bit more to go, and we're only 2:15, and I figure we can go at least to 3 or something if y'all don't mind. So let's just keep blowing on, and we'll get way more sidetracked just like always. And if we can get Mango naked, that'd be amazing. And if we can get Tiny Captain naked, that'd be awesome as well. And I'm sure if like in a drink or two we could. Bye.
Yeah, it's
Bye,
past
farmers.
my bedtime here, so I'm bailing.
Yeah.
Get some
Okay.
sleep, honey. Have a good night.
So,
Yeah.
Already started with the hashtag. So that hashtag, everybody.
Okay, here we blow.
out of my
Mango
field
get
of view,
naked.
it's going over the curvature of the Earth, correct?
Yes.
But then I bring my P900 up, and guess what? I can zoom it back in.
Not
So
all
is
of
it
them.
going over the
No.
curvature of the Earth or
No.
not?
Absolutely.
Not all the time.
Even the
Not all the
resolution.
time.
You don't see all the ship. The bottom part of the ship
Yes.
is hidden by the
At that
curvature.
distance, you shouldn't see the top
At
of it
all.
either.
She asked that
No.
with her whole chest.
It would be-
Her whole
She
chest.
did. She did.
So that only works for like the first like quarter of a mile or something, right? But then eventually everything will go over the thing with the. I mean,
Right. But the thing is when they say that and it's starting to go over the edge with your naked eye, you can't see it. You're because your vision is not that
then
good.
then they're
But the
then
camera
they're
brings
P,
the resolution brings it back.
yeah, but
So
their
the camera-
P100. Their P100
Yeah.
only brings it back for a millisecond, and then it still goes over the motherfucking horizon. So
Yeah, you
what
can
the
keep it
fuck
on there.
after
There's
that?
videos where they
You-
kept the video on and zoomed in, and the ship
and
gets more and more out of sight.
Yeah, no, it's fucking
You know?
ridiculous.
All it does
And,
is
like,
bring the resolution back in. That's all the zoom does.
and
Just brings
even
resolution in.
with the telescope and other thingamabobbers, Tiny can attest. Eventually, all of that crap goes over the fucking edge. You know, like I
You
can't
can't
see
see more.
your fucking boat no more. And did it sink? Hell, motherfucking no. And that's what the fucking Vikings used to think and stuff. They thought ships are sinking over the fucking horizon
Yeah,
because they would
and-
see them.
And also, like, if they would not be going over the horizon with a good enough lens from like Ireland, you could see ships that are in America. Hell, you
Right.
can see the American coast if the Earth was flat.
Dude,
If you had a
could
good
see-
telescope, yeah.
You see everything if the fucking
Mhm.
everything was fucking flat. I mean, like it's
Right, yeah.
ridiculous.
It'd be a
Even
blur.
think
The horizon would be
any
a
of this.
blur. It wouldn't be a crisp horizon.
I mean, I literally could fucking throw a fucking football and hit all of you literally if the Earth was flat. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to like get in contact with all of you. It would be day and night, technically, constantly everywhere. Because
Yeah, right.
all of
And-
those sizes
yeah,
do not
radio
make any fucking sense.
Well, and that's the
They're-
thing. On a
radio
flat
signals-
Earth, the sunlight would never disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd have
it
some
was-
sort of light still even at nighttime. It'd be twilight.
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah,
never
no,
get
it would-
rid of the light.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
would
even
be-
radio signals would go much
Right.
further.
Right.
Yeah, that's why. Oh my Jeebus! There's so many things that would go further if things weren't on a curve of a
Oh
thing.
yes,
Right.
it's like,
Like,
we would go
I
so much
mean,
further.
yeah,
and
no,
even
I would
Mango
be-
would go further if.
I would be able to dick slap all of you personally right now
Right,
if the Earth
right.
was flat.
Oh,
but unfortunately,
yes,
there's a
Slim.
curve, so it goes. Unfortunately, it goes over all your heads before
That's
you
it.
actually
Brainless
get
wants
slapped
to be
in
flat
the
earther
face.
now.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I wish
Brainless
Earth
is
was
pro
flat.
flat Earth now
Oh
because
yes, I want that dick in my face, Daddy.
Okay, anyway, let's keep blowing up. Son of a beast, dude.
He dropped the daddy.
Really hardly any limit. You'd be able to stand
You
at
did.
the top of the Empire State Building and look
He's
towards
just a little
Chicago,
feedback.
a mere 1,000 miles away, and see the lights of Chicago at night.
No,
Why
no,
wouldn't
because
you?
you have an atmospheric disturbance.
Very thick.
I've been into
There's
astronomy
no
since I was
thick.
10.
That's
Faulty
not
logic.
thick.
It's completely faulty logic.
Of course. Listen to her.
because you don't know how to do math. You want to
fault-
claim
she's like,
that's
that's faulty
fucking fake.
logic.
She doesn't know how to do math, but she probably
Yo,
does know
just-
how to do math.
Just
she's
think
doing-
about like the how many people work for NASA that they'd have to keep this secret.
What is it? Someone said they calculated between what
Millions. It's millions.
Million.
of
It was in
people.
the millions. Yeah,
and you
between
can't keep a million people fucking quiet.
you know, NASA,
that
the first year of
fucking
NASA,
long. I
and
mean,
now it was in at least 1 million people.
Right. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
And no one said anything on their deathbed. No one's come out to the, to anybody else and whistleblower. It's all these people that say they work for NASA that probably didn't.
And then listen to what she just said. Listen to what she just said.
P900 up, and guess what? I can zoom it back in.
Oh my
So
God,
is
I
it
can
going
zoom that
over
back
the
in.
curvature of the Earth or not?
Yeah, but then after that, it goes away, you dumb cunt.
Yeah.
Just because you did it once doesn't mean you can't do it again. Wait till it goes away again and your P90 64.
Yeah, keep it zoomed in and then keep it on that object. It'll slowly go out of your hand.
Yeah,
And then
that's not evidence either.
Is hidden by the
At that distance, you shouldn't see the top
At
of it
all.
either.
If the Earth were truly flat, there would be really hardly any limit. You would be able to stand at the top of the Empire State Building and look towards Chicago, a mere 1,000 miles away, and see
And
the lights
actually
of Chicago
see
at
it.
night. Why
No,
wouldn't
because
you?
you have an atmospheric disturbance.
But it's not that much, bitch. Like literally, it's just fucking heat waves going through things. You still be able to see it.
Thick.
I've been into astronomy.
It's
since I
not
was
thick.
It's faulty logic. It's completely faulty
She
logic.
doesn't get it. She doesn't get it.
No, she just doesn't want to get it. That's the
doesn't wanna
problem
get
with
it.
these
Yeah.
fucking ass hats. They're like, no, the
I wanna get
Jeebus
it.
has to be right because if I don't believe in God, then I'm not going to go to heaven when he calls me up there. You think God is going to go, you were an idiot and didn't understand the concept? Obviously,
Right.
we don't believe. I mean, I don't, whatever. But do you think that somebody's going to let you go through faulty understanding of concepts to go up there? You're going to go, oh, I thought you were such a dumbass. All you could do was a flat plane and make it under a fucking dome. And
Yeah.
God is like,
Well, that's
no.
it. They underestimate God, don't they? With that.
Yeah,
They really
they're
do.
like, God's a little bitch, and all he can do is make a little snow globe and
It's
make
the only
fucking
one of
fake-
its kind. No,
What
if
an-
God was going to make a whole universe, he's not going to just populate with stupid idiots like we are. Okay.
and galaxies. If a Gee did all of this, it would make all of that we see. Why would it make a fucking little itty bitty snow globe for idiots to pretend something? And one here, okay,
Yeah,
so
Let's blow up.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say what I find annoying about people like her is she's sitting next to an astronomist
Yeah.
and doesn't accept his evidence, but she's willing to listen to Dave from YouTube who made a
Right.
random video.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
No, of course. But once again,
People that are
the-
educated or indoctrinated. That's what they're told. They're indoctrinated.
So once again, these douche nozzles want to think that Guy made a little snow globe that pretends to have universes and galaxies and all this expansion, and that somehow we can see lights in other places, just so your little punk ass dumbass can go, I don't believe, and then they go to heaven
No,
and go,
no, you know what it is? I feel so special. He loves me. That's their thing.
Well, and that's the problem is these half-wits are so dumb and can't understand numbers that they go, oh, I'm going to realize that God didn't make like numbers and big, huge things and astronomical things so that I can feel comfortable when I go to sleep. And then when I go to heaven, he's going to go, yeah, you figured out. I'm a loser and I didn't make expansive fucking things and like literally God, if there was a Guy, look what it did. It made fucking complex, insane, fucking cool shit.
They feel like we tell them in the grand scheme of the universe, we humans on Earth are insignificant.
Yeah, we're one ant. We're one ant
right.
on
When
one
it comes
plant.
to being special, we're special to people that we love on the Earth.
Right.
And
That's how we're special.
And still we are special comparatively to whatever.
Right.
But bitch, literally, there are gazillions of other things that are happening that are fucking way more amazing than what's happening here. And you thinking that you're more special than anything else that's happening outside of this fucking existence, you're a dumb cunt. And or like what I hate about the fucking right wing in the Americas right now, or the MAGAs, is my white supremacist ideology is better than anybody else's, and so I need to push my book banning to make sure that nobody learns anything about anything and doesn't even learn how to read or write, so that I can keep my chokehold on how everybody else. Yeah, because if you
that's
don't
why
learn how to read
religion
and
got so ensconced in on this planet, was about control.
and they're trying to push that back into our things. We're going to go over people in the near future about how there are homeschoolers who are not teaching their kids how to read and write because they feel like that is fucking liberal.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, talking about stupid things in America, on TikTok, I came across something. Rehoming.
Rehoming. What is that?
That is basically eBay for adopted kids you don't want anymore.
Okay, so
what?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Rehoming of adopted kids is a thing that does happen. Most of the time, rehoming specifically refers to animals because, legally speaking, once a child is adopted, you are not supposed to put them in another home.
Yeah.
But people do. There are private Facebook groups for it.
Wow.
Yeah. And what hurts even more is the fact that there are people that will adopt babies. They will adopt babies. Yeah. And as soon as those babies get to an age where they are able to be diagnosed with things like autism or learning development issues, they will go into those private Facebook groups and say that that's too much of a strain on their family and they need to rehome the child that they have had since they were an infant.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That is awful.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
I seen a TikTok of that earlier today, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And like, I actually was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta ask Mango what she knows about that."
Yeah. Okay. I feel for those kids, though. You know,
it was kids walking down like a catwalk, and people sitting there like, "Oh yeah, I would want that kid." Like.
That you know what that sounds like to me? Child trafficking.
There's no vetting of the people
the adoption industry at this point is human
crazy
trafficking.
like that.
Yeah. What I think Tiny Captain said is important about like there's zero regulation or background checks or such.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So, right quick. We will go over that in another stream. Definitely, Mango.
Gotta be gone over another stream.
Make sure that we are going to talk about that in another stream. If you aren't already,
I'll find a whole bunch of info and stuff too.
I found that so fucking shocking.
We'll do a whole stream on that. Exactly.
Yeah, please.
Son of a beasting. We'll definitely delve into that further, and that's what we do here is we try to get into like the real things of stuff and not conspiracy theories of just pretending that people are eating babies or weird whatever the fuck, where we actually delve into things, we talk about stuff just kind of like this. So anyways, let's get wait yeah, she has hold on, she has another, that's a vegan dessert cookbook.
Dessert.
Okay. I was like, a vegan desert cookbook? God damn, what the fuck? That is fucking very niche.
That is very niche. Vegan dessert. Well, I think vegan desserts can be.
No. But I was like vegan desert. Like, are you like? I'm only gonna eat cactus. I'm sorry, honey.
Right.
Honestly, would be something really cool to put out there because I bet you get a ton of sales because there's so many nomadic vegans within the U.S.
Yeah, no, you could do the forest version, you could do desert, you could do coastal, literally you could do different versions of that. So mango, that's an idea. I will put up money for you to make those books. So let's make
people do eat cactus. So
I want to see Mango make a vegan cactus dessert dish book.
Slim and other nice people.
Yes.
I'm off the bat.
Brainless. You gotta get some sleep.
I'm trying to end this.
It was
Love you,
fun.
Brainless.
Have a full house.
Hi, Brainless.
Yeah, I love you too.
Have a good sleep, hon.
I love you, Brainless.
I'm trying to end this, but that's not how this is gonna work. And I've eaten cactus as well. We have a beaver tail, and then there's the little red things on the beaver tail cactus that you'll eat, and there's a couple other types of cactus that you can eat things off of, and then there is datura, the hallucinogen that you can get out of a certain type of cactus, and I've taken that and a couple other hallucinogens from cactus as well.
Of course you have.
That's the only cactus I would eat is the peyote kind, the little buttons.
Yeah, and those are cute too, and those are fun. If you have 3 days of your life to have fun in. So I've used a bunch of different cactuses and eaten them out. Eaten those cactuses. So anyways, let's blow on just a little bit further. Datura is the Jimson weed. So it was something like that.
Okay.
One of the big things I do is investigate extraordinary claims like flat eartherism or ESP or all sorts of different things. The Earth is undoubtedly a globe and not flat. This is well supported by gobs of science.
Scientific consensus is possible.
Scientific consensus is possible.
What is the question?
I don't understand the
I
question.
think they know what consensus means.
They're all so confused.
Shamefully don't know what it is. I've got a tremendous issue with consensus and peer review. I've been spending a lot of time arguing with people that argue the other side. And I found that surprisingly, consensus always wins. It was shocking to me that the group with the majority has an incredible advantage. As scientists, flat earthers, truthers, punks, we're at an incredible disadvantage.
Let's talk about scientific consensus for a second. You're never going to get 100% of anyone. There is scientific consensus on a global Earth. There's scientific consensus on evolution. A lot of big issues.
Use the word theory.
The only way for somebody.
Oh my God.
The only way for the only way for the humanity to do construction is to understand a basic value of metrics, right? So to make concrete, to build a slab, a foundation for a structure, to build a bridge, to do a handful of other things. The governments have already put in place what to do and what not to do, right? When you make a chemical plant, you have to have it so far away from a school. You have to have it so far away from a thing. You have to have it so far down in the ground. You have to have, we've already come to the understanding that certain mathematics for certain things are a thing to do a thing. You take away that from the globe, now explosions happen. And that's when chemical cross contamination happens. That's when you don't have things far enough away from each other to not cause huge explosions and other things like that, which we've already come to the understanding, which has happened in the past. We've had the tar explosions here in Loveland, and we had it in another place in the east. I don't remember where. We had other things that caused explosions from you putting too many artillery things next to other artillery things during certain wars, and we had huge explosions inside of artillery. You had static electricity when people were making artillery shells and explosions. Things work on a certain way. It's called mathematics, it's called physics, it's called the things you have to understand. You can't just pretend these things don't work. The flat earth isn't a thing because we can't prove it. No, I can't do these things and put them together to make a flat earth. I tried, and then
but even Dan the
happens.
Waterman said it appears to be flat and stationary. He doesn't realize this appears is what we're supposed to see from our scale on this earth.
Yeah, and if you need to wear glasses, you can't fucking make a measurement, right? If you have to put on glasses to see inches, well, then the earth, what is the earth not inches? No, motherfucker. No, you have to put on glasses to make it work. Can you not hear with a hearing aid? No, the earth isn't deaf. There's not sound around you. No, you have to make it so you can hear again. It's not that. It's not. Your senses always fuck you. Your senses literally always fuck you. You want to know why? Okay, hold on. You want to know why I can prove this? Men did not know how to fucking make women orgasm before the 1800s. Like literally. It was not because there was not a clitoris before then. It was because motherfuckers did not know how to stimulate it. There was not the understanding of how to rub.
That was not even an option.
How to be internal and how to, and the other problem was all the rich men in the Americas and the Europes maybe were micro penises. Right. And so it was the pool men who actually got their wife off. It wasn't the fucking rich dudes. So once again, it's not because your understanding of something is the proper. Right. It's how you understand after you use the tool that is meant for the process to do that. Just like hysteria was doctors rubbing the clit of all these women. And their arms were getting sore and they were losing feeling. And I think like a couple arms got amputated because they got in. Never mind. We'll talk about that later. But no, again, they made a tool that used to go in to make that work. So again, we're talking about it's not what your old understanding of something. It's about progressing it to being the next thing to fulfill or to measure, right? Like before we had the microscope, we didn't know what a fucking cell was.
Remember?
Right? Yeah, that's exactly. They thought, yeah, exactly. Everybody thought that was a myth until I got begotten to existence and I fucked all the women until they had an orgasm.
You went back in time.
And then, when I went back in time and I actually fucked all the women until they had an orgasm, and then the doctor was like, oh my God, that's a thing. And then it became into the zeitgeist. And now you all have to deal with a female orgasm. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Slim's holding classes for men. Hey, men, come over here. I'm going to show you how to make a woman orgasm.
Let me show you how to make
sit down,
yeah, exactly.
Watch. Now go out and do.
Hey, I've been teaching that for a long time, even for fucking lesbians. I taught a bunch of lesbians how to eat out of pussy. Anyway, well, a lesbian taught me how to eat out. So I
okay, there you go.
People, what were we talking about again? I don't even remember anymore. So
yeah, we were listening to this break. Dan the Waterman.
I know.
Dan the Waterman. On Discord a few days ago.
You can tell us what theory is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's go a little bit further into this.
A few days ago on Discord, a discussion with me and him was also terrible.
Yeah, I mean, once you get squirted in the face and, you can only see out of one eye, it's hard to debate people. And never mind, we'll talk about that later. I'm just kidding.
Do you know what a theory in science is? An extremely
and a fact is a fact.
Don't mistake this word theory.
You are
in science. It's not conjecture. It's not.
It's an explanation. Is it by definition? It's an explanation.
It's a deep.
Well, let's talk
So this
about a
is
fact.
something
Show me a
people
fact.
made
then.
a mistake.
Why
They
aren't
think
all
theory
facts
is-
theories?
In science, the word theory is the highest level that you can give something because it's
Yeah.
so well supported.
What about a fact?
That is a fact. It's
not a fact. You would call it.
You
a
know
fact.
why? Do you know why? Because in science, there's always room for improvement. There's always room to find.
Yeah, we don't call things facts because there may be a black swan. There always could be something wrong with whatever you come up with. And once again, if somebody comes up with a more modern version of a way of measuring something or proving or disproving your thing, then you get blown out of the water. It's just something that happens. You can't say, oh, people, like 1,000 years ago, somebody said the fucking, like, because I have a 2-inch penis, I was fucking large, that it's a thing. No, nowadays, like, you got to go comparatively to
Correct.
the 8-inch cock.
They don't realize
I mean,
as we gain knowledge, we input that knowledge and things change.
yeah, and
That's what
your
science
database,
is.
your
And it's
database
also
can-
not always that the old thing is wrong then, but it's just more explained.
Dated.
Yeah.
It's just a better version of what
Correct.
you had before. Yeah, nobody's saying nobody's wrong.
No.
We're just saying, oh, now I have a better understanding
It's
of
the
what
same
this
thing with
is.
Newton and Einstein. They say that when they said
Yeah.
Einstein superseded Newton as if he totally replaced Newton's theories. No, they mean he built upon what Newton did. He didn't just totally take over and say, screw Newton, that's all wrong. That's
Yeah,
not
and that's what we
Oh.
were talking about earlier is you don't start from fucking 0 to work your way up to 20.
No.
You have to go build off the backs of the giants before you, and that's how
Exactly.
you make the thing. The only reason I know, like, once again, sideshow and magic and carnival games and all that stuff is based off of physics and science. The way that we get to use that to our advantage to either get your money out of you or for me to swallow a sword is all using that to our advantage. Your brain thinks that something else is going on, but to make sure that ping pong ball doesn't go inside that goldfish bowl, you put it a certain level, a certain distance away from the rail, so that person's most likely gonna arc it to make it so it bounces out of that thing instead of coasting it across to get it to sit there. You know what I'm saying? It's all mathematics, it's all physics, and that's what we use to our advantage to make it so that you don't understand what's going on with a magic trick with sleight of hand. Me swallowing a sword, me doing other. I know Ox always does this to me. Shh, don't give away the secrets. But
does.
But that's what it all is. Like but we all know this, Ox.
What about
When you
angles
go,
and- yeah.
But when you go to a carnival, when you go to a circus, when you go to a sideshow, you are there to be tricked. You know it's there to have fun. So I'm not telling you that, like, don't go have fun. I'm just saying that's how this world works. There's a sleight of hand to everything. Your eye thinks it's something. You can't trust your senses. That's why we have microscopes. That's why we have weight machines. We have other things that are going to tell you. Like when I was selling pot, let's just put it this way really quick before we get on. When I was selling marijuana, I thought I was only selling a QP. I was only selling an eighth, and I put it on and it was way higher or way less. The density, the amount of water that's in there is completely, that makes complete difference. You have to understand there's so many other variables and all this stuff that you don't know until you use an accurate thing to measure all this stuff, distance and all that fun stuff. When you go to shoot with a scope to do bird shooting, your scope will tell you how far away that thing is now. It has a distance fucking finder on it now. Everything, it's all electronic. Yeah, exactly.
Would you guys like to hear a little
Yes, please. Go for
bit
it.
of
Yes,
info?
please.
When you
Yes, please.
said like carnival workers and whatnot, have you ever heard the term mark from like wrestling fans? That guy's a
Yeah,
mark.
I've heard of it.
Well, we know Mark from the old carnival days, and that was somebody who had a lot of money, and we would put a
probably the
mark
same
on
thing.
A handprint on their back with chalk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We put a chalk mark somewhere on their back, and we knew that person had a lot of money, and that's who you could expunge money out of. But keep going, brother.
No, that was it, bro.
Yeah. That's what we used to do, or we learned when we were working the carny days back in the day.
And our senses, I mean, I always bring this up with people. Optical illusions prove that we can't trust our senses.
Right.
We can't trust our sight because we have optical illusions.
Yeah,
It's like-
you know, when you get really drunk and you pull the penis out of their zipper for the first time and it pokes you in the eye, it's like, oh, I thought it was a lot smaller than it was.
Exactly.
There's always the optical. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's keep blowing on.
But no, that's a good point that we can't trust our senses because otherwise there would be no magicians. Everybody.
Exactly. Like Ollie says. I'll pop it in.
Yeah, well, and there would be no sideshow, there would be no carnival, there would be no nothing that we all do in the industry because your brain would just go, I already know what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's like the TARDIS, Harry. It's bigger on the inside.
Exactly.
Yo, I gotta take my dogs out. I'm gonna hop off, but thank you for having me, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for being here, brother, and putting in your 2 cents.
No, Ox.
But y'all have a good night. The Earth is flat.
Yeah, and jump on anytime you like.
Ox is having fun.
Take it easy, y'all.
Have a good night.
Yeah, see, so that's the whole thing, Like, I mean, I've dated people who've had bigger clits than my exes, than my exes' penises. So you know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's all in the dimensions and how much DMT you're on at the time. Never mind. Anyways, let's keep blowing on.
And better to tweak and find better information.
So that is how science works.
It gets better refined over time, as opposed to flat Earth
Cheers.
theory, which
All right,
never
let's
gets
do that.
refined. It simply is what it is.
New ideas have limited access to media and limited exposure. Until we're in university curriculums, we will continue to appear uneducated.
Well, that's not true. In the history of science, we had
Bad
many
podcast.
occasions that the idea it was not welcomed by the society. Einstein was one of them. Galileo was one of them. But if you're
Was it Galileo that was like sent to by himself for
I think so.
eternity or whatever because he thought that he claimed the globe or the Earth was a globe or something like that?
I think it was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of them, but somebody did
Right.
get exiled for the rest of their life by themselves because they said, "Oh, I think that the Earth may not be
a good night,
the
Spittle.
center." Night Spittle might not be the center of the universe.
That's
right?
what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. And
Yeah.
he questioned the church at the
Yeah,
time,
so-
and yeah.
So once
He
again,
still said they still thought it was a globe, but it was the helo,
The
Earth
globe was
center.
the center.
It
Yeah, the
was-
Earth was the
it was-
center. Yeah.
and that was the herocracy or whatever the fuck it's called.
Heresy. Yeah.
Heresy, yeah. But anyways, so once again, this is bullshit because throughout time, people have tried to claim that they've figured out not the globe, and there's been a backlash, which is the opposite of what they're saying. They're like, oh no, the governments wanted to claim there's a globe so they could fake this bullshit. No, there's been a backlash against the globe for a long time before
No,
that.
it was the Freemasons that did it.
Yeah, and well, the Illuminati,
The Illuminati.
They were.
A lot of people bring up Freemasons as if Freemasons existed for thousands of years.
It was the
Where's
Freemasons.
Widows at?
Yeah,
We don't
exactly.
see
So it was the Freemasons who were the beginning of the shocker, but it was the Illuminati that was the third
It was the
finger.
pinky. Gotcha.
Yeah, it was the pinky and the shocker of it. So it's the
I mean, Freemasons have only been around since the 16 and 1700s. So it's
and
not
the
like
Illuminati have been.
and the Illuminati was I don't know if the Illuminati is a real thing, or if it existed at one time, but it was brought back by that David Brown or Dave Brown that wrote the Da Vinci Code, brought it back into
David something. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Into
But
vogue or
anyways, I want all the QAnons to get on board to the Freemasons being the two fingers and Illuminati being the third finger.
The pink
Yes, well, they're the pink and the stink and the. I would love the QAnon to grab that and use that for something. Anyways, blowing on just a little bit further.
Okay.
Your theory is an authentic one, and it can be go through this hardship of scientific method, eventually will win.
I used to believe that science was after the truth, right? We all just want to know what the truth is. Science has been trying so hard to divorce itself from the idea of a creator when God's intent was to create science to lead you to him. You know, sometimes things seem supernatural that we are able to explain later through, science. Okay, I understand. But there are other things as well that are supernatural, that go beyond the natural, that we can only explain through believing in a creator.
But if it was natural through a creator, it wouldn't be supernatural. It would be natural, and we can explain it. So because we can't, unfortunately, like I just read this article today that said ghosts aren't supernatural if they're real. Because if they're real, they wouldn't be supernatural. It would just be a natural phenomenon, and we can't prove them exactly. So they're super. So that's technically just like Bigfoot and a couple other things. If they were natural, it wouldn't be super. So
true. That's true.
You know what is supernatural? That
my
dude
dick.
in the
I'm
blue,
sorry.
Besides that,
These nuts.
The dude in the blue polo, the way that he was able to lose hair behind his bangs and comb them over like that. Like that's supernatural right there. How
exactly? He found a way to make it work.
Well, what happened was
it could be a crop circle. You're right, Mango.
Well, what he did is he took on the embodiment of Michael Jackson. He was able to do the whole.
Oh my God! The Pepsi
and like
thing. Are you going with the Pepsi burn, the head burn?
Yeah,
Are you really going there? Oh God, Slim.
I had to go old school,
You had to go old school.
I'm
Ooh,
showing
that
you
is
how
way
old I am
school.
that I went that far back in time.
Damn, that's old school. Woo.
Yes. Okay. So, anyways, Ox, I'm not going to read that right this second, but I'll get to that. Let's go ahead and keep playing this. I'm going to use the loo right quick, and then I'll come back and we'll.
Just don't skip to the loo, okay? It might get hurt.
Well, with my inner thigh being tattooed, I can't really do
skipping,
anything other
not gonna work.
than
Okay.
hobble my way there. I really wish I had one of those piss containers that you have at the hospital. You know,
Oh
those
yeah,
things.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I really wish I had one of those right now because God damn it fucking hurts to just walk 20 feet to the right now.
Honey.
But anyways, let's keep blowing on with this.
Right. This is my big issue with science, scientific approach and non-scientific approach. You are absolutely right. In science, we are after the truth, and we are hoping by each day we're getting closer and closer to the truth. We never get there. Never.
Well, I know that's true for you, and
no, that's a science.
Oh my
That's-
God.
That's you guys.
How condescending
have the
is
truth.
that?
Now let's look at the evidences. As you were mentioning,
We know
do have the
that's true
conclusion.
for you.
Let's find the evidences. Science doesn't work that way.
That's not true.
that's not what
That
we-
is not true.
Well, you are saying
No.
you are referring to Jesus, who many billions of people do not believe, including myself.
And many more billions do.
So what?
So who's right?
Of course, I can.
When you say that we start with a conclusion and then try to match everything to make it work,
Yeah, you do.
that to me is complete dishonesty.
Bullshit.
That is not true at all.
That is what we are
Bullshit.
doing
No,
right
you're
now.
not. You're making that assumption,
No,
which
it's
I
not
think
my
science does a
assumption.
lot of.
Well,
So do you
I-
make
I'm-
assumptions or not? Does
I
science make
don't know.
assumptions? Does science
No,
make
well,
assumptions?
of
Yeah,
course.
sure.
Okay.
We do
course.
make assumptions
But-
based on things that are well supported and proven and reproven. We don't have
Show
to.
me how you isolate gravity If gravity
We
is
don't
an
have to-
assumption, you show me in the scientific method how you isolate gravity.
We've done that. Actually,
Let's cool off
yeah, sure.
and reset.
The thing with flat earthers is they only want to see flat Earth stuff that's flat Earth supported. That's presumptions.
And that's a huge problem.
Yeah, they presume the Earth is flat, and that's the problem.
Like if you try to
kinda
show
feel
them
like
proof
I
of
want
the
to develop
globe,
some of this
they
stuff a little bit more. It
literally,
feels
like,
high level.
No, that's
but
not
I feel like
proof.
there's
That's
so
not
much that I
proof.
haven't
You're
really
faking
even
that,
touched
or
base on.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Wait, who's not doing what right?
Oh, the
Everyone's fucking up.
Shelley Lewis was like, oh God, my brain can't even think. Asked about assumptions to the scientists, and they're like, yeah, we do use assumptions because of things that we know, and then we can work off of that. Where the scientists brought up that the flat earthers assume the flat Earth, and they're looking for the evidence they want to see.
Yeah, there's not a model.
They're not basing it off of
their-
actual evidence. They're basing it off of just their belief, basically. You know, where science is basing it off of evidence and things they can see and know and feel and touch and see.
It's just like the first time you go on a date with somebody and they turn off the lights before you have sex, and they're like, "Hey, I have a 9-inch penis," and then you're like, "Yeah, this feels like a 4." You know,
right?
It's kind of like that. Like you don't have proof that it's not
It's like,
9,
well,
but
you're big. Turn light on, like, oh.
Yeah, you know, like it's a false conclusion.
Yes, exactly.
In the beginning, and again, flat earthers have no idea what size is, and so if you ever meet a flat earther and they tell you
They don't know scale or 3D.
yeah, and especially if they tell you that they're 3 inches, you just leave.
Yeah.
They're already micro, and at that point in time, so you might as well just leave. Although, if they do have a strap on, maybe they could peg you harder or better than, but.
Yeah.
And speaking of that devil, I just found this new thing where, like, the thing goes inside of a woman, and they can do another woman with it or something. And so I'm gonna talk to Queen and Mango about that later. Anyways, let's keep going on.
I was gonna say, don't they already have those? Yeah.
Well, they did, but like, there's a newer version of it that I've not seen before, and it works way better. Or at least I saw a video where it works way better.
I got
We'll
you.
talk
I
about
got you
that
now.
later.
That's a whole different thing. That's Slim After Dark.
Yeah, that's the dungeon.
That's the dungeon talk.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I don't know if that's exactly what they call it.
Yeah, I was thinking
but we'll
that
talk
too,
about it
Harry.
later.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Well, no. That's we've already seen that being played out. That's nothing new. There's a new version of something we will talk about later in the dungeon.
See, that's science. They took something that was already existed and made it into something better.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's
how
a new
science
version
works.
of it. Yeah, exactly.
You can use dildos to explain everything. It's
You
great.
can. Isn't that great?
Yeah, and CC and or Daniel Pratt or any of you don't understand what that means. Invite me over. I'll show your wife on how to prove the
And you'll
globe
instruct them on how to do it, of course.
Yeah, no, I'll
Mhm.
totally show you how to use a dildo on your wife to prove the globe. Just invite me over and charge me like, hey, whatever it costs for me to get to there. You know what I'm saying? Like buy
Right.
my plane ticket and I'll go over there. I'll bring the dildos. I'll make sure they're clean, and I'll show your wife a good time and prove the globe by
He can
fucking
sit
your
in the
wife
chair
with a
and be a
dildo.
cuck. That's fine. He probably
Yeah,
is anyway.
no. We'll totally
I don't
cuck
kink shame.
out. We'll totally cuck out your wife to prove the globe if you want, CC and or. I haven't seen Pratt's wife. I would fuck CC's wife no matter
She's
what.
probably too
I mean,
busy working to support his
no,
ass. That's why you don't see her.
But CC, I will do your wife to prove the globe. That's all I gotta say. Anyway,
I love Cece's wife. She's so awesome.
Yeah,
She
she
probably
is. and
already knows it's a globe.
I would totally have fun with her. I would show her what a real man was
Industrial nerds found out where Cece lives and stuff, and sent her flowers and chocolates and stuff for putting up with his ass.
Oh my God, if
That was
you've
great.
ever watched this, please send me that so I can send her loves too.
Oh, it was
Me and
great.
Queen will send her flowers.
Just CC1 top left of 2022. So yeah. So
Oh my God, I would so
Great.
love to go do that.
Uh-huh.
That would be amazing. Anyways, CC, I would fuck your wife. Anyways, let's keep blowing.
Well, I mean, I certainly didn't think that anybody was going on either side was going to flip.
Well, there's still time.
There's still time. I have hope for you, Wendell, and Shelley. I don't know about Dan. I have hope for you too. But you know,
How does a flat
certainly,
earther
I'm glad
think they're
it's a
going
civil
to change a
discussion.
scientist?
They're not.
No, it's so ridiculous.
Hey, what was that?
Good.
He flipped. Wendell, welcome aboard. The greatest moment in television history, right there.
Yeah, nobody flipped.
All right. NASA is trustworthy.
Duh, we
course.
knew what was going to happen
yeah.
there.
Convince me.
Obviously,
They're not trustworthy, but they have
I mean,
documents
obviously any organization
that
can be
say
wrong with
this.
certain things, and they
God.
may have individuals that
They're an external government agency that
They
has
are.
nothing to do with privacy per se. The only
No.
reason they're going to hide anything is to make sure that another government agency isn't going to find something they're going to use.
Actually, if you go on
maybe
NASA's
for military.
website, they actually have their budget itemized. You can
Yeah,
actually
no,
go on the
I know,
website
yeah.
and you can find everything out about NASA.
Yeah, again,
Because
they're
they
not
are a
hiding,
government agency. They have to show everything.
and they're not
They're
a
audited
military.
already.
And
They're
there's
not military.
And they're
Yeah.
not a privatization of a
No,
thingy
they're not-
bobber
right.
either. They don't want to show everything, and they will hide a couple things, but
Well,
literally
the
they'll
classified
they'll
sensitive
show it.
stuff. Yeah, they're not going
Yeah,
to
they
show
still
it.
will. And then once a military organization in the Americas wants to use their technology, then they will pull it out
Correct.
and they will hide it, and then they don't show it in the NASA's anymore. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like
right.
a propulsion system or a system for enclosing fucking air to be, held inside of a capacity.
Right. Yeah, because you
inside
want
of a
something
thing,
like
or
getting out because
a
other
blah,
companies
blah.
will what do you call it?
Well, you don't
corporate
want
espionage or something where people
Yeah,
can
and-
like, snag it. Yeah.
And you don't want fucking Russia or China to
Mhm.
know it before us, especially if it's
Right.
against them for espionage, right? To find out other things from them. So you don't want to say, "Oh, I can hide this by
Yeah.
putting this magnetism on this thing, Bobber, to make this
I
thing."
think it depends on the
invisible
patents,
and-
though, H. Jasper, what they put out for free. Might depend on the patent.
Yeah, and
But
like I said, for the
its
NASA
applications.
stuff, it will go
Yeah,
out
and
for
its
free
application. Correct.
until
right.
the military decides they want to use it for military purposes, and then it will be used for that for a handful of years, and then
Right.
it will be put into the zeitgeist of the public again, and blah blah blah. Anyways, keep blowing on. And really quick, the way that I kind of know this bullshit is my dad is an ex-Vietnam vet. My stepdad built unmanned sea vehicles for the military, the Navy, to go down after things crashed or sank, to go cut them up and to bring them back up to the Americas before China could do it, to take the
Right.
technology. So if an F-16 and anything was in foreign waters and it sank, his job was to get unmanned sea vehicles with the Navy there as quick as possible to get down there to bring it apart. So they
Right.
cut it apart. They would destroy it. They would blow it up. They
Mhm.
do whatever they could to get rid of the technology to make sure that other countries didn't get that, so they couldn't back hacks it. There's whatever the word is for
reverse
for
engineer it or something.
Thank you, Mama. Exactly.
You're welcome.
Back hacking. But yeah,
that
reverse
works
engine-
too. I like that
right
better,
and,
actually.
yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
what his job was. And so I actually got to hear that from 1995 to 2004, like literally anytime something fucking went down, he's like, see you in 2 months, we got to go to Antarctica and we got to go
Yeah.
fucking pick up this fucking
Yeah, you don't want the enemy getting a hold of your technology. It's not.
Can't
a
let
good
those penguins with the machine guns get a hold of the
No, with
technology.
the laser beams on their heads.
Well, no, they were
Yeah.
protecting it. No, they were protecting it. We had to
Oh,
get
that's
it
right.
before.
That's right.
The flat earthers got it because then they
before the Germans in the bases down there came up and got it.
Yeah,
So wait, what are we doing with penguins?
So okay. So the penguins have AK-47s and they're protecting Antarctica from finding the flat Earth, and then also the polar bears have cannons that they have on their shoulders. So there's cannon polar bears.
RPGs.
There's RPGs, and there's the AK-47 penguins that are protecting the ice wall so that we can't find out the flat Earth, and that's how it goes.
You know, polar bears aren't in Antarctica, but hey, for this conversation,
no, of course
say they are.
No, but that's what they said. They said that
they want us to know. You're right.
Yeah, they said the polar bears have fucking cannons that they're projectile shooting at people.
And global one.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
They're not called northern polar bears. So yeah, and both poles. So
there's southern polar bears. Anyways,
polar bears. I got you.
Yeah.
I thought those were big hairy gay men, but okay.
We've got the polar bears in Alaska that very obviously do have the cannons to shoot at Russia, and that's why there's so many issues right now.
Well, they didn't shoot the darn Chinese balloon down very effectively.
Well,
they did not.
No, hold on. The real problem is the Ukraine seagulls that kept shooting Russian.
They just kept yelling mine. They got annoying. They keep yelling mine all the time. It's very annoying.
That's the problem that we had.
That's very much of a problem.
I discovered that with the last cook I had. He was cooking in oil, and sunflower oil is made in Ukraine.
Okay.
So they just need more oil.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll solve everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
that's why I was sick.
We always know that the answer to everything is more to lube. So yeah, just give more oil to.
Can never have enough lube.
Yeah, exactly. And if you need more lube, Ukraine or Russia, come talk to me and Queen. We'll give you all the lube you need, and we'll get the war dissolved in 5 milliseconds.
Yeah,
we'll make a half Russian, half Ukrainian dungeon, and we'll make it fair use for everybody. I'll beat everybody. We'll beat the Russians on the Ukrainian side, and we'll beat the Ukrainians on the Russian side, and we'll go back and forth, and we can trade, and it will just be a fun dungeon war that just is fake. It's not even real. And whatever Putin wants, we'll just fucking give it to him while he's sitting on his I'm guessing huge fucking butt plugs. I think he likes getting pegged.
I thought he was sitting on a Ritz.
Inclination that sure putting on the Ritz, putting on the Ritz, putting on the Ritz for him. And then anyways, let's keep going on because we have gone we have somehow drifted to the other side of another fucking ocean from where we're supposed to be fishing.
I still need to go make dinner. It's 8:00.
I've barely even eaten anything this whole day. So anyways, let's keep
I can go check the court and see if I have to go in tomorrow now.
Chibis, yeah.
Not lie or deceive or something, but as a general organization, they're looking for the truth.
Yeah, the idea that NASA and the government is lying to us about the shape of the Earth is the height of conspiracy theories.
We actually found 50-gallon drums.
For this to be true, literally hundreds of
she found a 50-gallon drum of lube
at some point
that now I have in my basement right now. But I just have to wait for her to come here.
Had to be somewhat complicit in this. And
I'm waiting for all of you to all come here to like empty out that 50-gallon drum.
Yeah, working on it, hon. Working on it.
But you want us to come around that 50-gallon drum? Got it.
Well, yes. Well, the thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
and
how.
That's so you and me can refill it.
That's how a witch ritual works, right? You have to come around the circle of so that we can put the things in and then make the cauldron of all the stuff to boil it to make the thing. I mean, it's a whole thing.
I just had that song in my head. Sorry. Coming around the mountain in my head with different lyrics.
There you go.
Come around the boulder Berry
No,
bush.
She'll be coming around the loop drum when she comes.
Exactly.
Got its public domain.
Around the cauldron when she comes.
Around the cauldron when she
Around she comes, and then we make all the witches come. We make all the witches come, and then they all fly in the sky, and then we all put up my thumb.
We all fall
Never
down.
We'll
I don't know.
We'll talk about it later.
Pockets full of posies?
And then
Yeah.
I mean, if we find enough people named Posey and she would like for us to fill her pocket, then I mean, consent first, then we'll go
Correct.
there. But
Always consent.
it's
I always got to gain consent
first.
first. Mm.
Anyways, let's keep flowing on.
And nobody spills the beans.
Oh yeah, we're
at
doing
all.
flat Earth
Is
stuff.
on the face of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely unbelievable.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be
This
talking
bitch
about
is
flat Earth.
crazy.
Private does not know what the general is doing. There's compartmentalization happening all the time.
Of course.
That's not how
it
the
wouldn't be
world
that
works.
far-fetched. Has the government ever lied to us is really the question at stake.
We all
Guess
agree.
what? In all facets of business, there's compartmentalization.
But
From the federal government all the way down to the little mom and pop shop, there's compartmentalization.
But what happens most of the time, most people learn how to do every job from the bottom up. Yes,
Mhm.
some people are already put inside of being the top because
Correct.
their family's already been put in this position where they don't understand the concept of being the manager or the owner of something. And most of those businesses end up failing.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, you have a person who has started from the bottom, works their way up to the top, and actually becomes the owner of a thingamabobber.
And for anybody that's worked for a company, you know the company Grapevine works really fast.
Yeah, and you should be intertwined in that, and you understand
Yeah.
the concept of being involved in it. What you
Mhm.
hear is the bottom from the top, and you're not
Mhm.
just compartmentalized to just
Right.
being the dishwasher and not understanding the concept of how the cook makes things and how things are put out to get back to you to make it so that you
Mhm.
clean them to get them back out so they can use them again, right? I mean,
Right.
you're inside of a system that is it's like being in a hive or an ant colony. You are a part of a system that you understand. Do the insects understand the system? No. But do we understand the concept of below and above us, right?
Mhm.
So say I work at a clothing place, right? And my job is just to fold clothes, right? There's a salesperson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not watching the people, then people unfold stuff, and then I have to refold them. But then there's a checkout clerk,
Right.
and they bring it to them, and then they do this. And then there's a stalker, and then there's the person who delivers the stuff. There's so many elements to all these things that work together
Mhm.
that, yeah, I don't know everything about it, but I know that the person who delivers isn't an alien that
Right.
makes it by spewing out these cloves to put it inside of, like I know the process. Like obviously there is a way that the world works. So if I work for a government agency and like let's say I'm the one who like takes ballots that are printed and I take them to a place for them to be used for people to put in their vote. I don't assume the person in front of me is something else other than the person who prints them for the government agency. And I don't assume the person I give them to isn't the person who, without prejudice, hands them out to people and lets them vote.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, I assume this thing goes along because I don't have a reason to not assume this. As soon as something goes out of play, like when I was selling drugs, when I was like doing gangster shit, when I was doing weird, crazy shit, when somebody came to me and said weird words, yeah, I'm going to stop and be like, what the fuck is going on here? And I say to this guy, hey, like make sure your gun's handy because this
Right.
weirdo just said some weird shit and I don't know what's going on exactly. Right? That's different. But if things are just go along, you're like, okay, that makes sense, But when we've gotten jacked, when we almost gotten our stuff stolen, when people sold us, yes, baby, that's definitely our son because he's shedding probably right now because it's becoming warm. But anyways, let's keep blowing on. I'm sorry. I derailed. Yeah.
But now we have NASA.gov, right? And absolutely, they're not lying about anything. They're completely transparent. Everything is true.
Why would they be lying about
There's
it?
a difference here.
Right.
I'm sorry. This is a
If
fallacy.
NASA
here.
was
There's a
lying
difference.
about anything, other
sure it
countries
is.
would be the first to call them out.
Right.
And why have other countries not been like other countries like programs and stuff not been like, no, US is wrong, NASA is wrong, the earth really is flat, it's not a globe, they've never been to the moon, nobody's ever been to the moon
their
Mars.
excuse for that, everybody's working in conjunction, everybody's in cahoots.
Yeah, because the
All
Americans
countries
is
are
Big boss
totally,
about all the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, the Americas is paying the Taiwan fucking space agency $1 million a year to like not be able to shoot their fucking bullshit ass fucking rockets up in the sky. No. And right now we have 12 agencies in the next year that are supposed to be putting something into near orbit. And what are we doing? We're going to the moon in 2026.
We just sent, I think, a manned ship up to ISIS with the ISS with civilians.
Yeah, so we
I
did
think
that
it was
again.
Axiom,
And
I
this,
believe it was. Yeah.
We did this, we did that, we done this and that. In 2030 at the least, we're gonna have privatized space travel.
Yeah.
So if regular humans want to go to freaking space for $20 million, $2 million or some bullshit, you can do that.
I think some
They
company's
will-
working on a hotel to be put up there.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
North Orbit or something.
yeah,
too,
yeah.
supposedly.
That's proposed.
Virgin
It's
was busy with it,
proposed.
right?
Proposed, yeah.
And so we'll see if that actually happens. But again, it's $2 million to go up, and then if you were to go stay in the space station, it's blah blah blah. But flat earthers, why are they faking this? And in like 4 years, like we're gonna be in space, you dumb cunts. Like, why are you idiots still fucking trying to fight this bullshit? Do you really think that the God is going to let you into their stuff and go, oh, because you were so ignorant, you're great. You get into heaven, you ignorant ass bastard. You don't know math. Go into heaven, you twat. I mean, yeah, no, I exactly, and that's why it doesn't make any sense because like they're assuming that it's not happening. And once again, what proof do you have that none of this has ever happened when we already have proof? Like there's experiments happening all the time, like around us. Like,
yeah.
Okay, let's go a little bit further into this.
You were talking about the
This
government.
twat.
Now you're talking about an agency of the
NASA.gov.
government. But this agency is scrutinized
Very
by
scrutinized.
thousands and thousands of scientists around the globe.
It's called peer-reviewed.
You are dealing with smart people, believe me. You are
I
dealing
don't
with
deny.
smart people.
I don't deny that.
So it is very hard to do that. Once or twice, maybe, not for the whole time.
Raise your hand if you think we went to the moon.
What is the proof? Hundreds and hundreds of pounds of moon rocks and dust. And
Look at her bitch! Look at her bitch ass motherfucking face,
That
dude. Look at
face.
this bitch ass
It's
cunt's
like,
face.
Prove it to me.
She thinks she's fucking smarter than motherfuckers
Retro
who like.
reflectors on the moon. How the hell did they get up there?
That is such a beyond Karen face.
Yes.
Dude, there are people that know how to like make mathematical equations that every single one of us here are too dumb to understand.
Right.
I'm sorry. Anybody who's watching now or in the future, literally anybody who's watching our stuff, I'm sorry. You are too dumb to understand the mathematical equations. This gentleman who she's about ready to talk to understands. Okay.
Yes.
It's like I don't know that I can't understand those math equations. Neither should anybody here. Mango is probably the closest one that maybe could get to maybe understanding that stuff. And I think that none of us could. And even Tiny.
I agree.
Even Tiny. Like I know you're smart as fuck, bro. But what they're talking about does not compare to what we understand.
No.
Right.
I stop at Sherlock math.
Yeah.
And
so
honestly, to bring this point home, if you have not seen the movie Hidden Figures, watch it, because it was people that literally had to calculate things for astronauts in the 60s. They had to do it in their heads and with calculators and stuff.
And not just that, but they didn't know what was really happening.
They were told, here's what's happening. Let's figure this out, you know?
Russia sent up a dog, a cat, and a monkey, and we sent up a monkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the only actual evidence we had of anything outside of our atmosphere. And I think most of them died, right? I don't think everybody...
don't think anything came back. I'm not sure.
I don't think. Yeah,
I'd have
whatever.
To look that up,
that partially doesn't really matter. Other than I'm sorry that those animals died, and we are sad those.
Right.
But again, this wasn't fake. The dog. But okay, hold on. But that doesn't matter exactly. What I was getting at is, we sent up things and brought them back, and then things. Why would we fake putting up animals if we wanted to fake it? You want to know how to fake something? Have fucking Buzz Aldrin go up there by himself in this huge thing and make all these magnificent things, and he had all these cameras set up and all this. It would have been like Spider-Man going up there, right? You know what I'm saying?
They want it to look like it is like the movies.
Yeah, if it would have been
look
fake,
like it did in the movies.
No, if it would have been, if it would have been faked, it would have looked like the movies
now, like the movies now.
Yeah, exactly. Similarly, it would have been like, "Oh, you sat on your mom's vagina for the first man in the moon," or whatever the hell he said, and it would have been, everything would have been perfect. There would have been the right lighting. There would have been this, and it would have been one man doing it. You want to know why it would have been one man doing it? Because that's America. America would have said, one man, one time, I'm the first man on the moon, not with multiple people, even though they did make it a one man on the moon for the first time. But if it was fake, they literally would have put one man doing everything to control everything, to make a thing, to do the thing for the thing, to make that. Why did they have 3 people fucking for the first moon mission?
That was because Chuck Norris was shooting in a different movie.
It took 3 people to make it. No, but sure. But again, if they wanted to fake it, it would have been one person doing everything. Why did it take 3 to 4 people or whatever the fuck it was? Because that's the reality. That's how the world fucking works. You need multiple people. And especially when you had fucking technology that was literally ones and zeros, that was barely going through any kind of computing power, that was barely through any kind of electronics. It was barely pushing itself.
Or like
it was
was it a calculator?
It was like 3 calculators connected
Something
together.
Like
was
that.
Literally
yeah,
what
it was a processing power.
And, the processing power. And then it barely made it through the fucking whatever. And they had problems going through the fucking whatever, the Van Allen field. And then luckily,
the Van Halen belt.
The Van Halen belt, yeah.
The Van Halen field. No, I'm just kidding. But they barely made it through that, and then they got to a place, and then once again, how many complications did they have? Multiple, and they barely made it. And then what?
Apollo 13 was the one that had major complications.
Yeah, and then there's that too. Why would they fake having complications when the government was trying to fake being the best at everything? Why would we fake making a complication? Correct. You wouldn't. You would say we did this completely perfect every single time. Why would the fucking 111 blow up? We never would have done that if it was fake. You never would have.
And honestly, Gemini, we lost an astronaut in Gemini to a fire.
Yeah.
Why are they going to, but they still went on.
If we were trying to fake it, we would never fail doing these things. We would always succeed doing everything. Why? Because America pretends we're great. We never want to fail at doing anything. Vietnam, fucking world wars, everything, Desert Storm, all that shit. We want to fucking say we fucking succeeded. Anyways, blow on. And that's a mighty fine pussy you got there, mama.
I'm almost asleep.
Government.
Also,
Now you're
good night,
talking
Tiny
about
Captain.
the agency of the
NASA.gov.
government.
Yes, good night. I'm gonna sign off.
Captain, love you.
Yeah, get some sleep, hon.
Yes.
By
Thank you.
thousands
See
and
you
thousands
guys
of
the
scientists
next time.
around.
See you guys next time. See
Well,
you next time, sweetie.
You are dealing
Yeah.
with smart people, believe me. You are
I
dealing
don't
with
deny.
smart people.
I don't deny that.
So it is very hard to do that.
If you can't out maths the person that you're playing chess with, you are the dumbass. Let's just put it that way.
She says she doesn't deny that there's
there's smart people,
doing that.
but her cunt ass is gonna go. But I thinks I'm smarter than you.
Yeah,
because
I know more than
thinks-
them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because my heart believes that something says something about something. I'm smarter than you is, even though you literally understand the concept of like millimeters and like gazillions of measurements that like differentiate between other things. Like, oh, I don't understand how humans can't understand there's people that are smarter than them. Like when I was in my 20s, I was like, oh, I'm the smartest person in the world. You know, like I thought I was fucking such a genius. And then like literally people out geniused me. And I'm like, yeah, okay, step down, motherfucker. Like I need to realize I am a dumbass pretending to be a smart person. Like
This is a problem with Austin Whitsitt. He does not know how smart he isn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I'm the smartest person in the world, but then when I start talking or something, I'm like, shh, shut the fuck up. You're a dumbass. Like goddamn, you don't you don't honestly know everything. Like your opinion is an opinion, and like you may have some things to back up. But again, I can't talk to like MC Toon. I can't talk to a handful of other of our friends.
FTFE.
Exactly. I can't. I mean, they know way more than me about those certain subjects, right? Like Wolfie and a couple other people. Like
Yeah,
I
there's
can
no way
pretend.
in hell that we're gonna fucking know more
I can't.
than that.
Yeah,
Beyond
no,
their
like I
level.
can't. I can't talk about Navy submarines to FTFE and pretend that I know more than him about nuclear submarines. Motherfucker ran one for 20 years or whatever it was. So obviously, I'm in the dumb of it. That's what they all can't understand. These people were talking. The flat earthers. They think
if you
they're
notice,
smarter.
FTFE MC Tune don't flaunt their IQ like Austin Whitsitt does.
No, none of us.
He thinks
None of us
he has a high IQ, therefore he am smart. The two are not mutually inclusive; they're mutually exclusive. They have nothing to do with each other.
And just like Mama said, all of us say we're dumbasses. We're smart dumbasses. Literally, that's what we all say, though. If you talk to FTFE, if you talk to MC Tune, we're all like, we're dumb, but we know the field we're in. But again, I'm not going to claim I'm the smartest of anything because that's not how the scientific method works. Once again, it is not trying to prove your ideal. It is trying to disprove your ideal. Okay, let's go a little bit further.
Once or twice, maybe, not for the all time.
Raise your hand if you think we went to the moon.
What is the proof? Hundreds and hundreds of
Look at her
pounds of
fucking
moon
face.
rocks and
Yeah, look at
dust.
that.
And we have distributed those freely to PhD scientists around the world.
The
And
world.
not one of those geologists have said, "What is this?"
Been
This is
proven to
some-
be fake.
And also
Yes.
not collected on the ice. in
Never. That's
Antarctica
never.
and the Arctic
That has never happened.
as well. Those are collected. You don't have to go to the moon to get moon rocks. As a matter of fact,
Oh
all
my
U.S.
God.
Air Force photography prior to 1958 shows a flat Earth. Only
No, it
NASA
doesn't.
shows a
What the
Bullshit.
motherfucker?
The V2 rocket at 46 showed a curve.
My stepdad worked for the Navy and worked with all of the ancient. Okay, his fetish was airplanes and jets.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me proof of the globe a long time ago from all of the airplane and jet and all the other bullshit that did it. And he wasn't even trying to prove to me the globe. He was just showing me facts that the jets and airplanes showed, which were using the curvature of the fucking earth. The first time the F-16 was flying around the earth, it had to use the fucking globe. You want to know why? It was going so fast that it had to stay inside the fucking curvature, and it was going over so much land that it had to like use these weird new angles they never used before because they were going so fast for the first time in history. I think it was maybe the F-14 or something, right? But it was the first time they were going so fast traveling over land. They were like, oh my God, we have to like actually triangulate what we're going through. Where before they were like, oh yeah, it's like kind of flat. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's MC Toon has the National Geographic from like 35, 36, where a high altitude balloon was sent up, and he showed the picture from that, and you can see a slight curve.
Yeah,
from
totally.
In the 30s.
Yeah, we figured it out a long time ago, and
exactly.
And right quick, the military had to figure that out as fast as possible because when you're shooting ballistics and you're trying to hit a target, if you're off, why the fuck did you just shoot your fucking ballistics? There's no reason, right? So you want to hit your target every single time. You want to know how to get the best calculations for all that? To get the fucking calculations right, motherfucker. So they had to fucking get the fucking calculations of a curve and also the spin of the earth if it was going to be in the air as long as possible, or you just always dip your nose, you know. But yeah, no, exactly, you know, like it was what you were, you know, you. So what was it? It was in not the Japanese. It was in the Taiwanese. It was in one of the wars where in the Americas we had bought cannons from the Britons, from the British, right? And we brought them over here, and then we went to South America past the equator, and we tried to shoot the cannons, right? And then we were off by 60 degrees.
Right.
And then they redid the calculation. They went, oh, fuck, because we're on the southern equator.
Southern hemisphere. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Thank you. The southern hemisphere, and we're shooting it towards the east or something like that, right? They're like,
Falklands? No.
I don't remember what it was. If somebody smarter than my dumbass remembers which war this was or whatever I'm talking about. But again, because the calculations were fit for the northern equator to go towards the north shooting per se, it was this. Now we're going south and we're angling it to the east or whatever. Now, and so they actually figured out the calculations, because what they did is they shot them and they were so far off, and they went blah 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 blah, did calculations. I got to recalculate now, and so then they rewrote the fucking military manuals for doing southern hemisphere.
That was the Coriolis, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what the Coriolis would be, and so then they figured that out, and so that is like what in the Civil War or something like that, they figured it out. I think.
Right.
I think it was other wars, but let's just go to the Civil. Let's go to World War II, and they figured that out. You know what I'm saying? And that was in the 1930s, which was 100 years ago almost. What, we got 10 more years until it's 100 years ago? So 90 years ago, they fucking figured that out. At the least, they figured that bullshit out. So anyways, let's learn just a tiny bit more, and we'll probably not get further into this, and we'll probably get into, I don't know if we want to do more of the code.
Oh, the one from last
week? The Shining code. I don't know. We may do a community post and ask people if they want to do more of the Shining code. I'm kind of down to do more of it. I needed a break from it today just because my brain was so broken from talking to thousands of people and getting my head tattooed and getting my leg tattooed. This was a little bit easier because the scientists are doing the work for us. I don't really have to do much. We don't have to do much. We just let the scientists like debunk these fools.
Crack jokes the entire time. Great.
Yeah, it's been really easy for us most of this time. So, anyways, a little bit further on to this, and then we'll go into it. And then before we get out of this, we'll talk about what we're going to go over tomorrow, which is some crazy subjects. So let's keep going on.
Not true. That's absolutely
not
true,
true.
Jim. I wouldn't lie to you.
And the other
NASA's lying to you, my friend.
The other bit of
Not myself.
He wouldn't lie to you, even though he has no proof, no scientific
He has no
measurements.
proof, no
He's
nothing,
never
just
taken
his beliefs.
He's never done a scientific experiment himself, other than jerking himself off and maybe coming in his face while he's thinking about how he believes that the flat Earth is real. Anyways,
We have a laser retro reflector on the moon.
That we're using now.
We still use to this day.
It's sitting there.
You can find to the inch how far away the moon.
Yeah, there's like 5 of them or something.
Yeah,
like that.
you can actually, with the proper software and stuff, you can actually shoot a laser at them.
Oh shit! That is awesome.
And if you follow high school graduation, like a week before high school graduation or during high school science fairs, you actually can find children that are 15 and 16 years old that are actually shooting these lasers up into the moon and recording the reflection and using them for documentations for their high school science fair projects to get a grade. And oh my god, it actually works. What the fuck? Like 16-year-olds are proving the fucking curve of the earth. Oh, Jeebus. And there's even kids that are like, never mind, we'll keep going. God, son of a beast thing. You know what? If I ever met this, gentlemen, goddamn, I hate saying this. If I ever met this man in public, I would smack the shit out of him and say, and I would say, so since my handprint curved around your face, does that prove the globe or the flat earth?
His head proves the globe. Look, he's got a horizon.
No, he's got a ball. He's got a ball fucking head.
He's got a horizon. He's got a curve.
If I took a flag and poked it in his head and had him stand in the sun in the middle of the day, could we watch the fucking shadow go around his head? Fuck yeah. You want to know why? Because the globe. I'm such a dick.
No pictures of home.
That only is there. But by the way,
there are not.
My question to you is, why? Why would all these honest, hardworking people
be faking it
this
just
massive
for your
fraud?
dumbass?
Why would they do this?
What's the benefit of doing
Okay, the benefit of it. They make $52 million a day. Follow the money.
No, the little
Follow
guy.
the money.
Oh my God,
That's what
they have no
when you say
clue.
all.
She doesn't understand the concepts of how money works because, like, when you're
Or how
like,
many employees
developing-
NASA has to pay, how many
Yeah.
facilities across the nation they have to keep up.
Right.
Yeah,
they
and
gotta
we're-
pay you
It's a
every
lot.
day. I mean,
Yeah, and remember how hard it is to get people in and out of space and to like not be killed in like near zero gravity. And
But most of that money per day goes to overhead, payroll.
No, it's it's
stuff
it's
like that.
secretaries. It's secretarial stuff and
I
blah
think
blah.
there's
Yeah,
like 100,000 plus people work for NASA at this point in time.
at the least.
All
Yeah,
over the place.
totally.
So that's a lot of money.
Yeah. And again, when you are trying to develop new science technologies, it costs money, you dumb cunt.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about, you twat?
NASA just doesn't deal in space either.
You think that fucking because they came up with how to go to fucking the moon in 1969, they stopped developing fucking technology? No. Look at my fucking phone. It's that fucking big. Why are they not using this technology to build something else, to go to other things, to do other things, to cause other things, to make a satellite to do another thing? What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking weirdo?
I legit just found a phone recently that's smaller than a credit card.
Hold on, really quick. Hold on,
Oh
really
God,
quick.
Zoolander.
No, it's
Hold on.
real. It's a real phone.
Yeah, okay. How much is it?
2,000. Okay.
I think it was like 275, 250, 275. It's a real phone and it's smaller than a credit card. And it's a smartphone.
So
I'll see if I can get the link.
I just watched Zoolander, and I remember that little bitty phone he had with the little thing that popped up.
The little thing.
His little
The little phone he had, and he had a little, his little flip phone and everything. That was like 2001 when that movie came out. So I mean, they had small ones. Even I've seen smaller phones even back in the 90s. They had small phones. But yeah, now they got them teeny weeny. Again.
Oh yeah.
Well, and we're trying to. I have a thingy-mabobber that there's a laser that is transporting information through space, but we'll talk about that later. But all of the space agencies are trying to figure out a way to throw things into space to cause them to do things like satellites, get to the ISS, go to the moon, go to Mars, blah, blah, blah. They're doing all these things, and like if it was all fake, everybody and their mom would be fucking doing fake shit in space, you dumb cunt. Like literally, like China would be like, oh, look, we're on the Mars already, or like, oh, look, we're already on Neptune, and look, oh, we have Neptune people, and it would already be fake if it was really fake. But no, it's really hard to get outside of the fucking atmosphere into near space and or outside of orbit.
Let's see. Kyocera makes one. Palm makes one. Like they're super freaking tiny, and they're real cell phones. They're real smartphones.
Yeah, and soon we're gonna have anal phones. You just put up your arse, and then you can just clench, and you can like start a call. And never mind, we'll talk about that later.
Everybody have like a little Neuralink.
I'm sorry, I forgot. We weren't supposed to talk about that yet. The lizard and mole people. I had an NDA about that. Now I'm gonna be vaporized. Thanks, everybody.
Oh my God!
You did it.
I accidentally gave it away because you all like.
They're starting the cloning process for another one of you right now, so your days are numbered.
Just wait for anal phone. Just wait for the anal phones. It's coming out in the next couple of years.
The iPhone 12 mini is 5.4 inches.
Hey, just let me tell you, the anal phone is way better than the vagina phone, the vag phone. So wait for the anal phone and don't take the vag phone.
Yeah, but wouldn't the vag phone be much more fun to use?
And definitely, well, it
depends on your preferences.
It shocks you more. It shocks you more than the vibration. It's not made well enough. It's the anal version that's the better one. They figured that out better. And then also, the male sounding phone. It doesn't work. It's not as fun unless you're a larger size. So if you're a micro, don't get the sounding phone yet. Again, wait for the anal version of the phone in 23 years. I know this is a long time to wait, but I'm just giving you an update, or just letting you all know about the new technology that's going to happen. You really don't want to know about the ocular phone. We'll talk about that.
I was going to say that the Neuralink ocular phones. Yeah.
Well, the ocular phone is
3 inches.
I said the ocular phone's not fun if it's 3 inches. So we'll talk about that later.
I do need to go.
Yes. We're gonna get Mango. Is there anything you want to tell us before we get the fuck out of here? Because we are gonna get the fuck out of here.
Thursday, I'm going to be on Neil's channel doing it's my deconversion is a far cry different than a whole bunch of other people's. And it wasn't as say traumatic. So
As
it's
mine?
just as a bunch of people's apparently.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. But no, it'll be nice. It'll just be something that to show that not every deconversion is terrible, and it's okay to just understand new things. But beyond that, we are collecting money for my birthday. Saturday, we're doing a stream on Underhaven for the pre-birthday torture stream, and then next Wednesday we are doing whatever the fuck. I'm going to be drunk. I don't care. But please understand that if you send me money before my birthday, I do not expect any additional money on my birthday. I just want to get drunk on my birthday. That's the plan. And I don't expect any money from you at all. If you want to spend your money on yourself, do it.
I mean, think about it. Something Mango. If this were the movie Logan's Run, you would have been killed in Carousel by now. We all would have.
Yeah.
Think about that.
The only problem for you, Mango, is we're gonna buy you a butt plug and then we're gonna expect you to sit on it for your birthday. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get out of here before I get us further deeper inside of other people and get us in trouble with things and stuff by fingering and inserting things that maybe belong, but we'll talk about it later. Anyways, thank you all very much, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. So everybody say bye.
Bye.
Times of turmoil, in times like these, beliefs contagious, spreading disease. This wretched mischief is now coursing through your souls. Never to let go, never to let go. Into your sanctum, you let them in. Now all your loved ones and all your kin will suffer punishments beneath the wrath of God. Never to forgive, never to forgive. This devastation left your cities to be burned, never to return, never to return. Filthy rodents are still coming for your souls. Never to let go, never to let go.